not. So don't chime in with your answer because you physically can't. But we will we'll have that for you in a moment. But I do remember.
We should be back here
okay.
In a second.
Watching East Carolina beat an SEC opponent years and years ago in Minges in the early 2000s. Ole Miss came to town. And that was fun. I believe it was on a Sunday because I want to say I was following the Redskins game and broke away to head over to Minges, Section 213, to watch ECU and Ole Miss.
Any famous names on that team?
No.
I didn't think so.
Marshall Henderson's dad? Yeah, I don't know. Nah. But, on ECU or Ole Miss?
I meant Ole Miss. But
what about
ECU?
I don't even remember that era of ECU basketball who was on the team because I think it was post.
Was that Bing era?
I think it was post Bing and Miculus, so it was that next group. And I could not even tell you. I got to find that game and that box score. But I have an idea. When I win the lottery, we'll talk more to Brian North about this next segment. But when I win the lottery, a lot of people are going to buy a new car, new house, new. Glenn will buy some new wrestling figures. Chandler, I don't know what Chandler would buy. Like new golf shirt, maybe a new golf club set.
Definitely. I need a new one. Mine's outdated.
I am buying a college basketball tournament. I'm creating a college basketball tournament. It's going to be on the ESPN family of networks, and it's going to be called the Carolinas Classic or the Battle for the Carolinas.
We're bringing it back.
Still working on the name.
That sounds like it should be already a thing.
It should be.
It was a thing. Kinda.
Are you talking about the Tournament of Champions?
The one that would happen in Charlotte early in the season.
It was like North Carolina, Charleston, yep. Charlotte, and South Carolina.
Sometimes you would have like a Davidson or somebody in there.
Yep. This one is going to be expanded as a 2-day event. I wrote down a rough draft, and I left out Central accidentally, and because I was kind of teetering with my schedule. The Citadel is not in this thing. We still got some schools to get in. But here's a rough draft. At noon on Friday, Charlotte versus Duke tips it off in, what do they call it, Chandler? Spectrum Center?
The Spectrum Center, yes, sir.
The Hive.
2:30, East Carolina versus Wake Forest. 5 o'clock, Appalachian State versus UNCW. 7:30, North Carolina versus Winthrop. 10 o'clock, Davidson versus Furman. That's day one of the event. Day two tips off at noon. Gardner-Webb versus Clemson. North Carolina A&T versus Wofford. Charleston versus NC State at 5 o'clock. 7:30, Clemson versus UNC Greensboro. And then at 10 o'clock, UNC Asheville versus Coastal. It's the Carolinas Classic. It's 2 great days of basketball. It's on ESPN, and people are going to attend these games because it's going to be a fun event. Who says no?
I mean, why not propose that to whoever needs to hear it and make money off of that?
What was State's matchup there?
State. Gary, I got them taking on College of Charleston, 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon.
I like it. That's a great matchup.
That's an easy dub.
It's a great matchup.
And the matchups are not even the thing. It's just the teams.
I love how you have times.
No, I just wanted State to have a tough matchup in a primetime spot. That's all I wanted.
Yeah. And then, Clemson versus UNCG, that's a great game right there. East Carolina, Wake Forest, that did not go the Pirates' way when Wake came here.
Al-Farouq Aminu and Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague was a monster.
James Johnson. Was that his name? He was throwing down. L.D. Williams was throwing down windmills. Like, they had a nasty team.
They had they had like 3 NBAs.
Did you mention Teague?
Teague was a monster that game.
And Clemson came in here, too. And
was Ish Smith on that team?
Maybe.
Yes.
But Terrence Oglesby
came in here.
Little white dude was shooting from half court
came in here,
nasty.
lit us up.
And we played in Greensboro one time.
And I say this because we got games against
that was the same year we beat State in Minges.
Right.
It was all like maybe it wasn't the same year. Maybe it was like
it was 09.
They were bracketed years. Like one was like 08, one was 09. But we played like a bunch of ACC teams there right together.
I'm splitting hairs a bit here, but like instead of playing Mercer, Hampton, and some of these other teams,
Presbyterian College.
Well, Presbyterian is in South Carolina, and we do play High Point and we do play Charleston Southern. There are some games, UNCW Campbell. So there are some games, a lot of the games against North Carolina and South Carolina teams. But I would rather see a Greensboro on the schedule. Obviously, a Charlotte. It was cool when we played Davidson last year because that matchup hardly ever happened. So I don't know. I don't know. This schedule kind of stinks. It's not fun.
You don't have the marquee matchups you were looking for.
And not even marquee. Just like, I like Wilmington. I like Old Dominion.
Maybe, but like fun.
Was it last year we played Old Dominion twice? And they about got in a fight in that tournament, and then they came here. We played them again. I think it was last year. But anyway, just an idea. If y'all got a lot of money, if y'all want to, I got the idea. I just need the.
You can do that. You can do that these days.
And then just try to make our own schedule, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just make our program good.
All right. That's another idea. Sure, that's fine. It's my money, Glenn. I won the lottery, not you.
I just throwing out the idea, like, if you won the lottery, like, what would you do with it?
We would
theoretically.
We'd have the late 80s, early 90s Miami Hurricanes of basketball.
Yes.
Petey Pablo would be our, what's his name? Luke.
He would be our
Uncle Shapiro.
Yeah. Well.
That guy? Is that who you're thinking of?
No.
That's much later.
We're going 2 Live Crew.
Our Shapiro would be the ex-mayor.
Chandler, the old men are talking. Could you go to the kids' table?
I'm already there.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any football to pass along today? No?
I mean,
we'll have something for you tomorrow.
No.
We'll have a lot for you tomorrow.
First scrimmage coming up tomorrow.
Scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing is we're angling towards that first scrimmage in Dowdy Pickling tomorrow. Should have comments from players afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Other than just having coach.
So that'll be up on Twitter, Facebook,
social media
the Gram, and we'll have the interviews in full on YouTube. So be locked in to our social media this weekend for a lot of ECU football coverage.
Be some of those guys' first time putting on the pads inside of Dowdy Pickling. So
yeah.
Exciting day for them.
And big day for backups. Big day for the 3 running backs looking to take over that third backup spot. Big day for wide receivers to find their pecking order. Big day for guys in the secondary, corner, safety. So, all right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Brian North will join us after this timeout as we roll on. A Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Got 18 12-ounce Bud Light bottles for you and only you coming up in hour 3 of today's show, so stay tuned and be a big winner. More to go. PRL back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
For 2 years in a row, we've been voted #1 in Greenville, so we're super thankful. For 2022, we've decided to make it the year of the customer. We're taking more COVID health safety protocols with some personal test drives where, you don't have the salesperson riding along with the customer. It actually makes them a little bit more comfortable, and they can take a drive and kind of go where they want to go and drive it how they want to drive it.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Let's party, Pirate Nation. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to these 4 local charities: Sportworks Ministries, Riley's Army, Daughters for Dads, and the Heather Ann Batiste Scholarship Fund for the ECU School of Nursing. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party will feature entertainment by America's favorite 1980s tribute band, The Breakfast Club.
Trying to stop my hands from shaking. Something in my mind's not making sense.
Plus, the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site for a photo opportunity. The place to be to kick off football season is at the State Theater in downtown Greenville for the best party of the year. Go to pr927fm.com now and get your tickets before it sells out, and we'll see you Thursday, September 1st at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party.
Do you have an old injury or just some pain that keeps holding you back? It's time for you to get better. With Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we can help you get your life back. Whether you need to get back to a sport, back in the gym, or just back to enjoying life, our team of specialists use a one-on-one, hands-on approach in our state-of-the-art facility to get you back moving again. Don't settle for where you are. Don't stay in pain. Visit kptonline.com today to see how Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Midsummer's Dream event. Beautiful furniture at unbelievable low prices. Store-wide savings on beautiful looks for your home. Bonus savings of 25% off accessories, plus 6 months special financing. We have hundreds of top name brands in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Enjoy sweet dreams on a new mattress with 48 months special financing with no minimum purchase during the Midsummer's Dream event. On now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear Unc.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear Unc.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear Unc.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear Unc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the program. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Flip Brock.
All righty. Thank you, Chan Man. The big dog Glenn Griffin here on a Friday. Are we back on our video streaming services? We are. Thank you, Glenn, for that. So you can check us out on Facebook Live and YouTube and chime in on today's program. Right now, we will head to the Pirate Radio Live line and talk some sports with Brian North here on a Friday. He joins us here on PRL. North, how you doing today, man?
Doing good. Last Friday without high school football official games, so just trying to take this last Friday in. That will be
kicking off next Friday as we get ready for high school football. We'll talk about that in a moment. I got some basketball news today, North, as the East Carolina non-conference schedule was posted. And Brian, I've got an idea that so when people say, what are you going to do when you win the lottery? You know, house, vacation, car, whatever, trip, you know. I'm going to create a college basketball tournament because that's what I find interesting. So we're going to put it in the Hornets Arena. How about a 2-day event where you've got all North Carolina and South Carolina teams participating? I did this off the top of my head. We might have to, we'll tinker with the schedule. I accidentally left out UNC Central, so sorry to Lavelle Moton. We'll get them in sometime. But I've got a 2-day event beginning at noon on Friday. Charlotte versus Duke, ECU Wake, App State versus UNCW, North Carolina versus Winthrop, Davidson versus Furman. There's your Friday. Saturday, Gardner-Webb versus Clemson, A&T versus Wofford, Charleston versus NC State, Clemson versus Greensboro, Asheville versus Coastal. 2-day event. You know, all teams from the state of North Carolina, South Carolina. It'll be on ESPN or whatever, some network, and fans will attend it. Why can't we do something like that?
We probably could. Why not we take it a step further and make it the King of the Carolinas and make it a knockout tournament? And, play it over several weeks, kind of like, where they do soccer where you have games.
See?
So let's do this over a time period and find out who is the King of the Carolinas.
Love it. And I bring that up because, East Carolina has Mercer on the schedule, Presbyterian, Hampton. I mean, instead of playing these games, I don't know. And there's reasons why, and I don't know the reasons why from ECU's perspective or maybe from UNCG or Asheville or Charlotte or whoever the team is, why we can't just play in-state opponents. I think it'd be way more interesting, and I'd be more interested in that than a game against the Blue Hose or Mercer.
Yeah, at least Hampton's regionally somewhat attractive, just based on the fan bases could go back and forth a little bit. But no, I agree. Look, it has to do with changing coaching staffs, changing athletic directors, trying to find wins, trying to find opponents you can beat to build up your non-conference resume. But I'm with you. I would much rather see them create rivalries within the state with some of these teams. And that's sometimes with basketball, we rag on football all the time with these conferences being so spread out. But sometimes basketball, I wonder why there's not more regional rivalries like that, or they don't foster more of those things. Because you have more availability in the schedule, so why not create these matchups every year?
Yeah, you remember I think it was called the Tournament of Champions, but it used to be in Charlotte every year, Brian, and it was like North Carolina, Charlotte, Charleston, and South Carolina would play a little weekend tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. I like can Charleston or Charlotte come up and upset a North Carolina? I don't know. I kind of miss that stuff.
And look, it all comes down to venues. It all comes down to, really with these coaches, it's whether they can win or not. But I would just think, Mike Krzyzewski always used to want to be in tournaments, those weekend tournaments, because that would help prepare him for the NCAA.
Yeah.
That same sort of format. And I just don't know why more coaches don't want to participate in those things. Look, they all want to go to Hawaii or the Bahamas or some of those things. But yeah, they used to have one. What was it called? The Dixie Classic that was at Reynolds Coliseum way back.
That was before my time, but I have read on that, and it was. Didn't they have like ACC teams playing each other in that thing?
Yeah. It was all about just packing the arena and making money, And Reynolds Coliseum was a state-of-the-art place back in the day, and so. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do something cool like that. But, yeah, King of the Carolinas, Clip Brock's King of the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Get behind it, make it work.
And Brian's on the committee. We're going to turn this thing into a multi-weekend event, knock teams out. And if you lose the first round, you get relegated, and then the Citadel gets called up next year, and we got a whole thing going here.
I'm telling you, with all this conference expansion, why not start doing some of this stuff, right? If these teams want to move into the next league, you got to earn it. So go into the knockout tournament and see if you can win your way in.
Here we go, folks. All we need now is funding, and you will get your dollar back quickly when we sign that big TV deal. So if you're interested, contact myself or Brian North, and we'll make this a reality. All right, I wanted to talk a little fantasy college basketball scheduling here on a Friday, but we are geared up for football. Always a treat when I get to see Brian North in person here in Pitt County, and was able to do that on Monday. And go ahead and say it, Brian. I was not first in the Parker's Buffet line, but I was definitely second. Second out of about 50. I was there ready to go with my plate.
You set the tone. No one else feels bad about filling their plate after you went through.
Yeah.
So you loaded up.
You're welcome, every other fatty there. Somebody's got to be the first, and it was me. A really neat event every year, Brian, to talk to these coaches. I was talking about it earlier this week. Like, could you imagine if that was the same set for, I don't know, SEC, and we're sitting there with Nick Saban and Jimbo at a table with Brian Bailey and Brian North, and because everybody gets along and everybody's happy, go lucky, and then they'll battle each other on the field. But always a fun event, North.
Yeah. You imagine that? Hey, Nick Saban, can you come over in this corner while we all surround you and interview you, with none of your handlers setting any of this stuff up? That would be the good old days. But no, look, this is where I learned my football, right? This is when you get a chance to sit and talk to the coaches in a non-stressful environment, not right after a game when they got 8 million things they're thinking of. You get to talk to them a little bit more, and you learn about a helmet shortage and shoulder pad shortage. You learn there's an official shortage. We have to have some of the games on Thursday this year because of the lack of officials that are participating this year. So there's all these little things you learn in that environment that you don't learn anywhere else. And, yeah, you have your generic questions, who's going to be good, who's not, who's your key players. But you find out so many little things, and then to watch the coaches get along. And if you're smart enough to stand next to two coaches and shut up, you will learn a whole lot just by hearing their conversation about the things they're talking about.
Brian North joining us. Brian, just throw out a number. How many on a typical Friday night games are you trying to cover in your area? What's that number at about?
So I generally, me personally or our station?
Let's go the whole blitz, the whole station.
Yeah, we usually will get highlights of 18 is the number that I find is ideal.
Okay.
We can get highlights of 18 games in and do all the fun things with, a coach's corner and a premier matchup and a bonus game. 18 is usually a good number. I always have a hard time capping that. We usually are closer to 20. My bosses would like it to be closer to 12 or 15. But, yeah, anywhere between 15 to 22 is a normal Friday.
All right. I bring that up to throw out an over-under for you. Over-under 7.5 Thursday night games next week because this thing never goes as planned, right?
Correct. So Parrott Academy's already had to move their game to Thursday because of the official issue.
Wow.
And so that's the only one so far, but
you throw in officials, you throw in, of course, Eastern North Carolina weather, and you got a mess on your hands.
Right.
There was one season where you guys it was recent, right, where you're covering games like every night of the week, it seemed like.
There's been, like, every 3 or 4 years we cover a game on every day except Sunday.
Yeah.
And there was one year they held state championships on Sunday, so we covered that one as well. But, no, we'll get that with the weather, and I've already looked at the long-range forecast. It looks beautiful, so go ahead and already start rescheduling the game because a hurricane's going to pop up somewhere or thunderstorms because that's the way it works. But, no, you've got to be able to be flexible. And the one thing COVID taught us the last couple of years is that you can change even opponents right up to the last moment. There was Dixon, East Duplin had a game. They were rescheduling it right up until 2 o'clock on Friday, which is unheard of. These coaches would never do this before if you didn't have time to game plan. And now through COVID, they're just like, okay, who can play? They just canceled, and your opponent canceled. Let's just go meet on the field somewhere because we just want to play. And it wasn't that horrible of an experience. So we've seen teams can now adjust a little bit quicker.
Yeah, if BYU and Coastal can do it on a whim in college football, we can do it at high school. Perry Owens from Washington talked about some of those pop-up scheduling issues. And how about we had Sean Murphy from JP2. They play 8-man football in league, Brian, and as you know, they play some 11-man football as well. They were scheduled to play, and I don't remember if it was scheduled to play 8 and had to play 11 or scheduled to play 11. I think it was scheduled to play an 8-man football game. Ended up, the other team canceled, and 2 days prior or whatever, they find out they're going to play an 11-man football game. So, like, all the practice that week had been for an 8-man game. But hey, you make it work. It's football. It's fun at the end of the day. So.
And you know what's crazy about the 8-man stuff? And I did not realize this till this last year when I showed up to John Paul to cover a game, and they were playing it. I'd been there to cover an 11-man game. I'd never been there for an 8-man game before. And I showed up, and the field is not as wide. So the teams are standing on the field. I'm like, what are we doing here? And then I realized the way they have their artificial turf, if they have it set up for both 11 and 8-man games. And so you think you're on the field when they're playing 8-man, and that's just because the field isn't quite as wide. So there's more than just not having as many players in the field. You're playing in smaller dimensions.
Yeah, and it was pretty fascinating to talk to Sean Murphy about all that stuff when he joined us. That 8-man football. I asked him, how much interest did they get from colleges, and he says it's pretty good. It's not, as much as traditional, but it's something that's growing. And also kind of in the Midwest, there are some schools that have like a recruiting coordinator that only go to 8-man games and find the best players there. So I guess it is something growing, Brian, and that we see here in the area now.
It's always been a stigma for Parrott Academy. They would have good players, but no one would recruit them because they played 8-man football.
Yeah.
Britt Crowder, who was the head coach over at Bethel Christian, also in Kinston, he went and played Division III, and that was a landmark deal for him to actually go play 11-man football because very few Parrott Academy kids did. Now you're starting to see more of that. So look, athletes are athletes. Football is football. You can always teach them different things, but to find good players can play no matter the dimensions or how many people are on the field. Good players are good players.
Brian, I know some publications, some stations put out a poll. Do you have a CTI, a Blitz poll that you put out weekly, or do you stay away from that?
Oh, yeah, no, I was one of the first ones TV-wise. We used to do it in Virginia, and when I moved here, I started we called it a coaches poll at first, and I would actually try to have coaches vote on it, but then I quickly realized coaches don't know anything about any other team outside of their team and then who they're playing. So we quickly adapted it over to just a TV12 poll, and we'll do our first one. We always do it on Tuesdays, so we'll have our first one coming up this Tuesday.
All right. I don't know. Any spoilers? How about this? Who's a good candidate to be near or at the top of that poll for you?
Yeah, well, I think New Bern and Havelock are two of the best teams that you're going to see in the area this year in their respective divisions of 4A and 3A. I think both have a good chance if they stay healthy to contend for deep playoff runs. So I think they'll be right near the top, and of course they'll play each other during the regular season. And then we've got to start sorting things out after that to see who else is there. And I think the first week or two will help us determine that. You can look on paper. East Duplin's supposed to be really good. Wallace Rose Hill could be really good again. I was talking with the Swansboro coach today. He thinks they got to have a chance to win their conference, which is really, really rare. Then you start looking at, Rose. I thought Rose lost a lot. Then I saw Will Bland Monday. We get talking. Otherwise, they have the quarterback back. He doesn't have the two stud running backs and Michael Allen and Clavon Brown, but they've got some offensive linemen back. They've got a lot of their defense back, so Rose could be better. Conley's got Isaiah Crumpler and some good athletes, so they could be pretty good. And so Washington, Perry Owens has put together a pretty good program there. Yes, they lose Terry Moore to Duke, but they've got a pretty good program in place right now. Wes Craven's got a couple of D1 athletes. Kinston's going to be really good again. They have their quarterback back. So you start going through it, start thinking about it a little bit. You have to start sorting through the top 10 to figure out. Riverside. Riverside's got one of the craziest coaching staffs right now with Brian Pascal, and Jim Bob Bryant is his offensive coordinator, and former ECU guy Ronald Pugh is on their defensive line coach. So there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on around here. You just got to kind of sort through it here these first couple of weeks.
Going to be exciting. The high school huddle coming up tonight, the debut this fall season with Morgan Ahlers, a little preview show before the action gets underway next week, and we'll have Conley football for you right here on Pirate Radio. So when you're riding around, Brian, getting highlights, you can check in on the Conley score right here on Pirate Radio. Other football news and notes, Brian, have you ever had food poisoning in your life?
I think so. I think I had salmonella poisoning. I thought it was a 24-hour bug, but then I think I got a hold of some bad eggs. Normally I'm pretty good with being able to control my illness, but there was a night where I didn't leave my old buddy John for a while.
Yeah, well, wiped out half a football team this week, it sounds like, over at ECU, but they were back at it on Wednesday and again yesterday, full pads. And Mike Houston, I was wondering how everybody would return. Would Houston's, tone change? But he sounded very upbeat yesterday, so that was a really good sign.
We had something similar go through our station. I didn't get it, or if I did, I didn't react to it, but we had a lot of people out. It was like a 24-hour deal, violently ill and then very fatigued for a day or two afterwards. So I'm going to guess it was the same thing. And now with the NCAA rules on practice time is so valuable, you're better off canceling that practice and getting everybody healthy because you can make it up. It's not like the old days of two-a-days where, you just kept stacking on practices. Now there's limited time you get out there, so you can reschedule that time, and that was probably a good move for ECU with a limited amount of practice time. Make sure you get the most out of it.
Brian North joining us. My Washington Commanders, I still practice saying that, and I'm doing okay with it. Taking on the Panthers tomorrow, Brian. It sounds like Matt Rule has a legit quarterback competition going on, and we'll see both Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold in that game coming up on Saturday. And I don't know. Is this a legit competition? Is he really going to give Darnold a chance to start over Baker Mayfield, or is this just some window dressing here?
Well, depends on what you look at. Who are you paying the most in salary to?
I would assume Baker at this point.
Now Baker, they're only paying Baker.
Because the Browns are paying Baker, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sam, $14 million. Sam's got a better grasp of the playbook because he's been involved with it, even though it's a newer offensive coordinator. What I'm hearing, if you follow the Panther beat writers, Baker can reach the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, where Sam has been a little more cautious and been more conservative in practice. The one thing Matt Rule wants to eliminate is turnovers, and if Baker's going to be throwing it around and turning it over, they're going to go with Sam. I don't think anybody. I think the NFL mafia will put Matt Rule out of his misery if he does not start Baker Mayfield against the Browns in Week 1. But I am not convinced that Sam Darnold won't be the better quarterback when they come out of camp, just because he's been in the playbook longer and understands it more. With Sam, he just gets in his own head, and when he gets pressure because the offensive line isn't doing his job, that's when he gets into trouble. Remember, he had 2 really good games to start his career with the Panthers last season. Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, offensive line starts breaking down, and that's when he became horrible. But those first couple of games when they were giving it to McCaffrey a lot and getting good protection, Sam wasn't bad at all.
It's just, it seems ugly. The internet is not real life, but I do talk to real life Panthers fans along with what I see online on social media. And just about everybody at this point has turned on Matt Rule. A lot of them have turned on Sam Darnold. And it's just, I don't know, they need something good to happen very early on in the season, like a win over Cleveland, and string a couple together, because it just seems like a cloud of negativity. I saw the dang fan fest last night. First of all, you had an argument in the stands about to turn into a fight, and DJ Moore goes up in the stands to break up a fight, which you don't want players to be doing, but good on him, I guess. And then you've got Matt Rule being interviewed, and there's a guy chanting "Fire Matt Rule," and Matt Rule says, "And I appreciate everybody being out here." Even that guy saying "Fire me," I appreciate him being out. Like, it's just seems like there's a very dark cloud over the organization right now.
Well, in this day and age of social media, where everyone has a voice, right? What was Bill Belichick's record in the first couple of years with the Patriots? What was Bill Belichick's record with the Browns when he first started?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought the guy was horrible, and now we call him the greatest coach ever. And with Matt Rule has done some stupid things. There's no doubt, and he would tell you that there's things he wish he could have done different. He's got a mercurial owner right now who's pulling the puppet strings on some of the players that he puts back in there, but I still don't think Matt Rule got real dumb overnight. I mean, he's got a pretty good coaching resume there. I think he's just had to learn life in the NFL. This is a pivotal year. If all of a sudden he turns things around this season, well, he's not as dumb as we thought, right? And so winning is the great deodorant, as Ruffin McNeil always used to say. So they start winning, and I think they should beat the Browns, right? I mean,
yeah.
Cleveland's okay, but they got their quarterback issues. There's that whole karma thing with Deshaun Watson and letting Baker go. And so if the Panthers don't win that game, I'd be a little surprised with everything that Cleveland's having to go through right now. But you stack a few wins early, depending on who the quarterback's going to be. And my big question is, whoever it is, how short of a leash do they have before the next guy is put in? That gets pretty scary when you're a starting quarterback in the NFL and you don't have much of a leash. And anytime you make a mistake, you're going to get yanked out of the game. So I think that's Matt Rule's biggest challenge this year. If they stay healthy, that's always a big if. But there's some pretty good parts in place for that Panthers team. Offensive line's better. McCaffrey stays healthy. That's a big if. And the defense is pretty good. So I don't think they're going to be horrible if they stay healthy and if they don't turn it over much, depending on who the quarterback is.
Talking football with Brian North. Wonderful time of the year, and North, looking forward to, hopefully we'll catch up with you next Friday. I know you'll be busy. We'll try to get you for a few minutes, though, if you can join us and talk about Week 1.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It's always a great time of year. We just hope the forecast holds through. This year, it'd be just nice not to have to call the coaches Friday morning like I did every game last year, just every week last year, to make sure they don't have COVID issues and
right.
are having to reschedule or play somebody different. I'm telling you, I'm supposed to come home on Fridays after anchoring in the morning and take a nice long nap. My whole morning was spent texting and calling. And then I actually helped negotiate a few games. Like, they canceled. Hey, coach, this guy's open. And it was just nuts how
You're the middleman. You're brokering games and schedule. Yeah, that's cool, bro.
It was nuts. As soon as I found out a cancellation, a coach would text me earlier and say, "Hey, we got someone canceled. If you hear of anybody, let us know." And so, yeah, I brokered a few games last year, like Friday late mornings. So it was just nuts. But I never got any sleep because I'm too busy on the phone playing middleman and trying to protect these connections. So, hoping for much more peaceful Friday mornings this year.
Good stuff. Brian will get his naps in and be much more pleasant on the Blitz this year on WCTI 12. Brian, enjoyed it, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, sounds good, Clipper.
Brian North joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line on a Friday edition of PRL. All right, congratulations to the Pitt County girls softball team. Winterville, North Carolina, knocking off California 6-1 in an elimination game. So California beat this Winterville team the first day of the Little League Softball World Series. Since then, North Carolina has won 2 games, including today over California, knocking them out of the tournament. So they survive and advance. So awesome stuff at Stallings Stadium that just went final a moment ago on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Up.
Dub Up.
Let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1 here on Pirate Radio Live. We got more to go after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you need is sweaty relatives. Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is Dr. Hasty from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as a walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico, a huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part. And if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Brian Bailey, host of The Brian Bailey Show, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Do you need beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Europub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews. Along with wine and growlers, the bottle shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Winterville, North Carolina.
Victorious.
Just knocked off California in the Little League Softball World Series, 6-1 the final. And, yeah, I've been doing this a while. I've been at Pirate Radio a while, developed relationships, friendships, to the point where, you know, I asked somebody to come on the show, and they say, yeah, it's all good. So
why not?
I asked Scooter Rogers if he could come on for 5 minutes and talk real quick, and he said, no, in between games right now, we're 4 hours behind schedule. Actually, he said, I said,
hell no.
I said, do you have 5 minutes to chat? He said, I do not. So I understand they're busy. They are way behind and got a lot of work to do over there. So we will not be talking to Scooter today. Quit asking.
So quit asking me. I'm surprised that Scooter even has time to come on the show at any time because he is a busy individual.
He's got
so much going on.
He's got the hourly calendar, not just the daily, like weekly, monthly calendar. He's got hourly. Yeah. He's got game to call, go to class, PA a game in Iowa, the Field of Dreams game. He's got World Baseball Classic down in the Caribbean this weekend. He's got a history exam on Sunday. He's a busy man. So quit asking. So, yeah, hopefully we can get Scooter when things settle down a bit. Scooter is not only doing this right now, he will be PAing some Little League World Series baseball, which is really cool.
Yes.
I mean, in Williamsport.
You mentioned that earlier.
The Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Can we get him involved with some baseball this fall somehow?
Yeah, do some fall ball.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll be like he's doing PA for Rose football.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
Add that to the list.
He's booked. So
I was trying to book out his fall. I'm just trying to help out.
And then he'll do PA for Rose basketball. I'm assuming he will.
In the Rose Garden. Folks, this is our last Friday without high school football. It'll be back next week. D.H. Conley football returning to Pirate Radio. Morgan Ahlers will be here 6 o'clock for the high school huddle, a preview show before he gets underway with the real deal coming up next Friday. So we got the high school huddle coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Scooter, for letting me know that the North Carolina team will be playing tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the Deuce.
The Deuce, baby.
Moving on up.
Greenville is on the Deuce.
From the Plus to the Deuce. So 4 o'clock tomorrow, you can catch this team in action. What time's our football game tomorrow, Chandler?
I want to say that's at 4 o'clock.
I want to say you're wrong.
I want to say I'm wrong too because I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
It's at 1 o'clock. So here's what we do.
I was thinking West Coast time.
that would be 10 a.m.
No. All right. Yeah. Never mind.
Yep. Just cancel it. Here's what we do, Chandler. I'll see you here at 12:45 p.m. Watch along Panthers Commanders, which rolls right into a watch along for Winterville, North Carolina softball. And we're just here all damn day on a Saturday. What do you think?
Fantastic.
All right, man. I'll see you here.
That sounds like fun.
If I'm not here, just go ahead and start it without me, and I'll be here. All right.
Yeah, it's the fifth inning of this softball game, but I think Clip's on the way. I think he's on the way.
I'm at the that damn train got me again down the road. So.
I've watched the whole preseason football game and almost the whole softball game, and you're not there yet.
I plan to catch some of Panthers Commanders, Panthers Manders. We'll talk about it with Tony Dunn when he joins us in the 4 o'clock hour. Are you moving anything in your schedule to watch a preseason game such as this?
No.
Okay, so your interest level is somewhat low. Fair enough.
I mean, I guess. I mean, preseason's never been for me. I mean, it is an exciting time because you're getting close to football season, but, I mean, it's just going to be a lot of guys that are not going to make the team.
Washington, a 2.5-point favorite against the Panthers.
Are you betting on it?
I don't know.
I mean, go for it.
I've bet on dumber stuff.
Wait, you said what was the line?
2.5.
They're the favorite?
Well, yes, Washington is a 2.5-point favorite.
Take them, dude. Take them.
Why? You're going to have both your QBs rolling out there.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and play this. I want to play the Matt Rule cut. So, FanFest last night, and Matt Rule is talking, and you can hear I think one particular fan in the background.
It sounded like just one guy.
Yeah. Giving his opinion on the Matt Rule era in Carolina.
And it's funny because you'll hear it, but Matt Rule is complimenting the crowd. He is giving them credit. He is like, I love this crowd. I love these fans.
All right. Let's hear it, Chandler.
Well, I think, at the end of the day, between soccer, between the concerts, between football, to me, like, it's been tremendous to see the atmosphere, to see people coming out. So, I'm happy everyone's here. Even the guys saying fire Matt Rule right now. I'm happy that everyone's out here. Our players worked hard. They deserve it, man. So,
what's the plan for JC?
Fire Matt Rule.
Fire Matt Rule.
He's having the time of his life.
So, I think I did some forensics on that, and I think it's a female's voice.
Huh?
It's Susan Deans.
Susan Deans.
Pirate Radio P1 listener, Susan Deans. She made the trek to Charlotte.
Fire Matt Rule.
No, if it was Susan D, she'd be saying hashtag at first.
Hashtag Fire Matt Rule. Play it again, Chandler.
well, I think, at the end of the day, between soccer, between the concerts, between football.
He's like looking around trying to get other people to join him.
To see people coming
or her.
out, so, I'm happy everyone's here. Even the guys saying
8
fire
beers
Matt Rule
in.
right now. I'm happy that everyone's out here. Our players worked hard. They deserve it, man. So.
What's the plan for JC?
Good old fan fest where the fans come out and yell about firing the coach.
It was a good crowd, but I would hope it would be. It's a free event, so
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing that they have that for free. I know Dan Snyder has tried to, the money grubber he is, has, charge fans for parking at training camp and stuff like that in the past, and try to get every dollar he can out of Washington fans. So it's the Sad Bowl coming up on Saturday, Panthers and Commanders.
Happy football Saturday, everybody.
I guess so hopefully there are brighter Saturdays ahead with East Carolina football, and this Saturday is a big day for Pirate football as they will have their first scrimmage. I guess good attendance on Thursday for practice with guys returning.
I think today and yesterday have been pretty solid.
Wednesday, players were out there, but it was lacking a bit. So you hope by Saturday everybody's ready to go from the scare earlier this week with the buffalo meatloaf or whatever it happened to be.
They had enough yesterday to go out there in pads.
Yeah. Do some hitting and be doing the same coming up on Saturday. And we'll be there covering the event Saturday to those who celebrate it. And we'll have that for you on our social media accounts, so make sure you check it out. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joins us. We'll get his thoughts on Panthers training camp and look around news and notes in the NFL. The latest on Deshaun Watson, which at last check, I believe he is playing tonight when the Browns take on the Jaguars.
I believe he's starting.
Yeah, starting for the Browns tonight. So we'll have more on that and more NFL talk. Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live on the way on a Free Beer Friday. Back with you after this.
Beauty Bar Medi Spa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty. October 7th through the 14th. All services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done if Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's now has 2 locations, in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Stop in today for hot dogs, pizza, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity featuring homemade cheese, ham and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Baseball is a grind, and August is a real grind. I'll have some thoughts next.
Hey, Pirate Nation, come party with us for the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. It's back and approaching fast. Tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to local charities. Join our Pirate Radio crew Thursday, September 1st at the State Theater in downtown Greenville, featuring 80s music by The Breakfast Club, plus many more special surprises. Go to PR927fm.com right now to get your tickets before it sells out. And go Pirates!
As we grind through a Major League Baseball season, August is the biggest grinder. Teams entering August have played just over 100 games. By this point, reality has set in. You are either in the playoff hunt or you're not. That's why when we talk about the trade deadline, you're either a buyer looking to pick up a piece or two that can put you over the top, or a seller trading away your valuable pieces for prospects for the future. Yes, baseball's dog days, and if you're out of the race, the grind is even that much tougher. Once September gets here, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The weather is getting cooler, players can catch their second wind, and games among the contenders really take a little bit more intensity. And guys who've had big minor league seasons get the call up as rosters expand. Yes, baseball is a daily grind, and August is the biggest grind of all. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local, print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Football Friday and a Free Beer Friday. Got 18 12-ounce Bud Light bottles for you in hour number 3. So stay tuned. You can be a big winner on today's show. It is nice to welcome back to the Pirate Radio studios Tony Dunn from CountyCatChronicles.com. Hello, Tony.
Hello, good sir.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man, glad to be back.
And fired up again, Chandler. Let's hear the sights and sounds from Panthers. What's it? Fan Fest. Let's hear it.
Well, I think at the end of the day, between soccer, between between football,
I gotta say,
it's been tremendous to see the atmosphere, people coming out. So,
here's where he gets into it right here.
That rule right now. I'm happy that everyone's out here. Our players worked hard; they deserve it, man. So.
What's the plan for Jason?
He starts to get some rhythm towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough to do solo.
It sounds
when
like
the crowd joins in with you.
I've tried to do it before. It is tough.
You started? Oh wait, you tried to start a chant before the
terrible.
East Carolina Virginia Tech Thursday night game with Michael Vick in town.
Yes, and it was even worse. It was far worse than that. That one actually had some. You put a little backup band behind him, he can play a wedding.
You know it's bad when the guy you're walking up to the stadium with, me, is telling you to shut up and to stop the chant, which was the case on that fateful night.
I was a good old 19 years old, bro.
Really? Is that what it was?
Were.
Man.
18 or 19. Would have been 2001, right?
Too young to have as much alcohol as we had that evening.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, there you go. Statute of limitations. All right, Tony. I mean, it's here. Panthers, Commanders. This is what it's all about.
And I just can't believe you guys are not, like, tailgating for it right now. In fact, the fact that Chandler's not even up for it, I was on the way here listening to you guys, and it sounded like you wanted to just go ahead and move on to the next week. Wait, what did Bill Belichick say?
Move on
to next week?
I'm ready to move on to week 1 of the regular season.
Fired up for football, not as fired up for tomorrow. Tony, when Baker Mayfield first signed with the Panthers, it was like, all right, give him the ball. Darnold, everybody get out of the way, let him take over. Well, not only has that not happened, now Matt Rule's going with the or, as we like to laugh at on the ECU depth chart. There's 2 starting quarterbacks for the Panthers right now. I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it's just show. I mean, and I don't know. Like, it would just be bizarre if – what has Sam Darnold done at this point to pull ahead at all or maintain that spot? I think it's there to drive Baker Mayfield. I think it's also there, more importantly, to keep Sam Darnold's stock as high as it possibly can for some sort of potential trade in the future. Or at the end of the day, or maybe – or just maybe I'm completely wrong on that because that's what I want it to be. And Matt Rule actually is got this kind of commitment to guys that have been there that need to lose their jobs in a certain sense and have the, I guess, respect given to them to at least compete as hard as they can for their jobs, because it's not just that position. You can look towards left tackle as a very similar kind of conundrum where you are rotating 2 guys.
And you got your 6th pick overall with the second team.
Yeah, and then
I think that's for sure.
And then one last one is, and there's even a third example, and that's Bozeman, who is
that's another or on the depth chart.
Brought in as a free agent, only on a 1-year deal though. So I don't want to. It's not like they brought him in and paid him a bunch of money and then are sitting in the background. But it was an idea that that's somebody they targeted very quickly in. I guess in free agency, and he's not where you expected him to be on the roster, And so I don't know what that is, if that's and some people have said that's like kind of him being too college-ish, like too much of his college type coach, where you do run those two quarterbacks till the last second, where you don't want anybody to know who you're starting.
That is a good point, because like when Mike Houston says that, we're like, yeah, that's how it should be. Everybody's going to earn their spot at practice. In the NFL, you don't hear that as much.
Right.
Everybody is getting paid. The guys that get paid more usually get those spots. And but I don't know. And he didn't name a starter for tomorrow, right? Or has there been a starter named at this point?
I don't know. You guys actually, I'm going to need you guys.
Oh, yeah, you've been out of pocket.
I've been out of the country, dude. But
It'll be game time decision. Very last minute, very collegey.
But here is the thing: is on one hand we can start to, and Panther fans, let's be fair. This is a real conversation to be having. You're asking the right question. It's what Panther fans are asking about the quarterback situation. Why isn't Mayfield being given the reins as he's shown? Really, that he's the guy that has kind of risen above at this point. Why aren't they developing chemistry, getting more reps in training camp and things to that sense? But on the other hand, I mean, you could just say, like, let's not panic just yet because whoever this, I mean, and so look at all the other teams across the league who know who their starter is. They don't even play him in the preseason. So it's almost if Baker Mayfield doesn't play tomorrow, then he is the starter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and we read into everything because we're so hungry for football right now that every little thing that happens, we overinflate. But, like, is there any concern that Baker Mayfield, I think you mentioned it there a little bit, but, like, has he performed poorly? He hasn't taken over the reins?
I haven't seen that one bit, except for the week one where he had some minor struggles, and the national media tried to latch onto that and say Sam Darnold ahead in the competition. But I haven't seen one piece of evidence that suggested that he's behind Baker Mayfield in this competition.
Washington has their own
behind Sam Darnold. Excuse me.
Washington has their own quarterback issues right now. So let me make sure
we got the cut.
Oh yeah, we got the cut.
I want to talk about this.
I do as well. So this guy he's from a local station, and I got to get Scott Abraham, Scott 7 News on Twitter. So he's asking Carson Wentz some questions here. You'll hear Wentz's answers, and then we'll discuss it. Here we go.
There's been kind of a narrative out there here in training camp that you've been a little inaccurate on your throws. Consistently inconsistent has been a kind of a terminology. How would you assess your performance in training camp, and is that characterization fair?
Yeah, I mean, for one, it's camp.
Characterization.
I didn't know that, so thank you.
Yep.
But
I know you told me you don't read that stuff.
At the same time, I'm my biggest critic, so I come back after practice and I'm kicking myself over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays.
Real talk here, Carson. It's been well documented. Philly didn't want you. Indy didn't want you. Do you think this is your last chance to prove that you can be a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't really think about all that stuff. For me, I'm playing the game that I love, and I have the most confidence of anybody in myself to deliver, to play at a high level, to be a part of something special here with this team. And so I don't put all that pressure on myself. I don't put people can feel that way. People can say what they want, and I have no issue with that. That is what it is. But for me, I don't think in those terms.
All right, I thought good job by Carson Wentz there to just be as boring as possible with the answers. And I don't mind even the questions from the guy. When he goes real talk here, that is pretty lame. Like he's trying to be he knows what he's doing here, trying to be hot take and an agitator.
Real talk.
Real talk coming up here, Carson. Check this question out. Teams don't want you. Colts don't want you. Eagles don't.
Yeah, I'm going to spew off some teams that don't want you.
And so it's fine. He can ask whatever. He's definitely trying to do something there and get a reaction, and he didn't get it. I'll let you speak on it, Tony. There's another element to this that I really don't like, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But.
Yeah, that's I think where we're going to is was this reporter out of line in a way?
It was antagonistic.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I think the first question is fine.
Yeah,
the first question has
been prodding that's more the issue.
The narrative
and the real talk thing really bugged me because that shows he's like, all right.
It was curt.
Right.
It was, like you said, it is prodding. It's kind of borderline. but it's also not that bad.
It's not illegal.
I agree.
It's not illegal.
I agree.
It's
That
just
bad.
slimy.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even go as that far as that. Those are the real, how it's being phrased outside of his face. Like, that's what we're saying behind his back. Those same types of things. Maybe you could have softened the delivery
absolutely
a little bit on that one, and
simply
just
by
said,
taking real talk out of the equation.
Well, yeah, real talk. Omit that and say what. But the Commanders did want you and traded for you.
It just made it a little Jim Romish.
Exactly. It sounded like he was being a clone
of 20 years ago, maybe.
That's what I mean.
Like,
of the Chrissy Everett, Jim Everett situation, like that situation.
All right,
and that's what he wanted.
Right, that's what I mean. He was looking for his moment. His moment, not Wentz's moment.
Oh, yeah, that was about him.
He wanted to be a characterization.
Yeah. He wanted to be a characterization of a journalist.
All right, Jason Wright, who has had the impossible job of trying to shine up the turd that is the Washington franchise. So he is, what is it, president of the Commanders?
Public relations.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? He's not even the...
No,
he's the president, but
he just does a lot of front face on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
He quote tweets that and says, thankfully, Carson demonstrated grace and class in response. Stop there. I agree. That would have been a good tweet. But he goes on, to this pompous, unprofessional mess.
Didn't need all that.
I recognize you have made a living on childlike provocation, but it needs to be called out. Here's the worst part of it. Don't expect special access. And good luck building rapport with the guys. Don't expect special access.
I don't like that.
That is super
bad.
lame.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, they did give him this sit down right here with the starting quarterback.
Still bad though. Like
that'll never happen again because you get no more special access.
Right.
You're going to be.
You don't do it. You don't
you're
say
getting
it
special
and you do
access
it.
over other guys if you play by our rules.
Right, and if you
this is big boy ball. This is not ECU.
If you shine Dan Snyder's shoes like I do,
right,
and like others do, then we will give you this access.
And imagine if you shined other things like those other people did. Hey, yo.
I thought that was a Robert Kraft situation.
Oh, is it?
Who's shining what?
I have not heard
Isn't there a bunch of stuff? I mean, I thought there was a lot of sexual harassment going on.
I mean, there was like comments about the cheerleaders and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Snyder has been accused of that stuff.
But he's not been
and
caught
people in the
coming
building.
out of the massage parlor like Robert
Okay.
Kraft has.
Don't expect special access. That is that's lame to say that.
This is one of those things that you just, if you expect the organization to just do those things and not say them, it's
Absolutely.
like, it's all
Right.
right.
If you're gonna,
How
I'm gonna
about
cut him
this,
off, but
bro?
you can't be public. about
Also,
it.
Carson Wentz is not a child. He doesn't need you coming out saying this stuff. Wentz handled it fine.
And he probably, like you said, it's just like that first half was fine.
Yeah.
And the second half just tries to go over the
Veered
top
way
too
off,
much.
and the dude tried to have his moment.
Both of them did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he tried to have his moment in
They
the
should do an interview with each other.
I know. It's like Carson Wentz isn't even involved in this
What
anymore.
if they just put Carson Wentz in the middle and then he sat there uncomfortably while
I think they should give him a bowl of ice cream,
like children.
Like,
like
we
a
doing here.
divorced parents in a divorce.
They should do it
fight.
like Sunday Conversations. Our friends at Barstool, like
Wentz is kind of just off to the side watching.
with a bowl of ice cream, just enjoying himself while they go at it.
You're right. It was super boring. But I don't really dislike the question.
I don't either.
Entirely, because that has been the narrative throughout camp, is that he has not been as sharp as they expected, seventh-year pro to be.
It is not a good feeling when you have a quarterback on your team that the teammates don't like. That is very concerning.
Is that the case on your team already?
I felt like it was
not this
case
current
with
team.
Wentz and
But a lot of guys do not have Wentz's back that he played with, and I don't know why. He does seem like a nice guy. He's a very...
They were total Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, clearly.
He's a religious guy. He's a family guy. Family. And I don't know why it doesn't really... And there are some guys that probably like Carson Wentz, but... Your quarterback is the guy that rallies the troops. Everybody's going to play one more tick harder for because he's tough and you like the guy. When you don't have that, that is very concerning, and I worry about that with Wentz.
I think one is maybe the the vaccine stuff. But I don't think a lot of athletes took that stance. So I feel like it would be messed up for them to hold that against them.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that because it goes back to Philly before we even knew about
Is he
coronavirus.
just, I think he got paid, and maybe he's not as demonstrable as they want to be. And he totally does look
demonstrable? You're starting to sound like our guy.
I think that is a word.
Demonstrative?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay.
It's definitely not as affable as like you would want your quarterback to be.
Are y'all just trying to like sound smart?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Candidly smart.
I mean, Chandler and I are
Let's
sitting
just
here.
use words out of context and make up
Poor
words.
Chandler thinks we're speaking a different language this segment.
And last, he looks like Tokar from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah, Tony does have that take. I said this when Washington.
I don't know how you guys don't see it.
Well, first of all, it's a very specific old reference that nobody
There's
gets.
a little saber tooth from.
What is the name?
Tokar.
How you spell it?
Tokar, I think. From just put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Toka.
It is Toka. You're putting the two names
then
together.
it's Razor.
Okay.
Razor. Oh,
It's
there
not-
it is. Here, go.
It's the wolf one. It's not the.
Yeah, the wolf one.
Not the
that one.
I mean, okay. Tony, fine. Okay, but for you to say, I don't see how y'all don't see it, I don't see it.
Okay.
He's got red hair.
Google doesn't see it because if I type in Razor and Carson Wentz, like it doesn't like fill it out for me.
Can you do a Dolly mini thing of Carson Wentz?
Can you actually do one of those for me? Like, because you put out all this cool content. Maybe just do one thing for me this year, and that is, let's do a Pirate Radio poll. Do you see it?
Do you see it? Yes
I
or
found
no?
Waldo in the Dominican.
I saw
hey.
that. That was interesting. Found him. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. I want to do a speaking of Wentz and how cool is he? How cool is your quarterback? Who is the coolest quarterback? Let's rank the QBs we'd like to hang out with. Have a beer with, go golfing with. Who's at the top of your list? Who's at the bottom of your list in the NFL? We'll do that. Talk more NFL news and notes with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, when we return after this.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is happy to announce that their selection of inventory is back and bigger than ever. A huge amount of inventory was just delivered in the last few weeks, and there's more on the way. These vehicles are priced to sell. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep has so many trucks, you'll save up to $8,000 on select Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's right. As a part of the Make This the Summer event, you'll get $8,000 off on select Ram trucks. This is the most aggressive truck offer you'll find find anywhere. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to sell these trucks now, so they're priced to move. You'll also find a great selection of new Jeeps, but these vehicles won't last, so get over to East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep this month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Clausen Cracker Barrel in Greenville. Come see us.
Offers do not include tax tags and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
That perfect tractor package you've been eyeing at Quality Equipment just got a little more perfect. Haul your next 1, 3, or 5 Series John Deere tractor off the lot on your brand new trailer. Visit our site at QualityEquip.com to add it to your package. Start with Quality Equipment to get any task done right. We've got the full line of John Deere equipment priced right with low monthly payments and special financing. Plus, we service everything we sell. Visit QualityEquip.com to see our latest offers.
Pirate Radio!
Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 58,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Flip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. 18 12-ounce Bud Light bottles can be yours if you are the lucky caller in hour number 3 of today's show on a free beer Friday. We're excited about the Bud Light pregame tailgate coming up just a few Saturdays from now. Excited about the Pirate Radio football kickoff party. Bud Light, a sponsor of that as well. Chandler and State Theater going to be rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir.
They'll
be 20 days away from the party.
Man, that's awesome. Less than 3 weeks away.
Yep, 22 days away from ECU NC State.
Excitement time! All right, before the break.
Excitement time!
Ah, there you go, Chan, man. Good work. By the way, I got to give Glenn credit. So yesterday we were about to end the show, and Chandler said that Clip Brock had a quote out there, and I was like, what is this? What are y'all doing? Who's putting out fake quotes of mine? I'm assuming this was you, Glenn?
Yes.
All right.
I thought it was fairly well done.
It was a hit.
It was very well done.
It was wonderful.
It was a parody, if you will, of the Antonio Brown.
And right out the gate, too. Like,
yeah, I mean, very quick.
You might have been first in line for this joke that is everybody is doing.
Well, you just take the format and you just rip it.
And Glenn, that was, you did a great job with that. Very funny. So I wanted to give you props for that.
We've been laughing about it, but for the listeners, I mean, Antonio Brown said that his greatest regret is not being able to watch himself.
That was not a true statement, though.
It's not?
So he parodied, but he put it out there.
He put it out there.
It was on his...
No,
but it was from a parody account.
Right. So he parodied something else.
Well, no, he just took it. He took it from their account and posted it to his.
Oh, so somebody came up with those exact
words. So they made
Yes.
up a cool quote
about Antonio
and
Brown.
then he was like, I wish I would have said
An
this.
unknown parody account that had like 600 followers
Gotcha.
before this.
Blasted it.
So his real regret is that he didn't come up with those words
Correct.
himself.
That would have been the
Sure.
smartest response.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Oh man, I thought I liked Antonio Brown even more after this, but now he just went backwards in my book.
Oh wow, the Antonio Brown scale.
Yeah.
The Shawnometer. Remember the Shawnometer? Sean Dunston in Wrigley Field. Steve Stone used to say the Shawnometer rising high.
God, I love Sean Dunston.
After that double in the gap. All right, coolest quarterbacks you want to hang with. As I was doing this in my brain, I was coming up with more QBs I don't want to hang out with than I do.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually not a lot of cool ones.
I've got a 1A and a 1B.
Are they retired? Is retired people?
No.
So
we
they
can
got to
do
be
that
active.
later. Let's go active first.
It's a small list on the active.
So I've got a big 3.
Okay.
I'll just start naming some names. First guy I thought of, he's got a good sense of humor and seems like a very down-to-earth guy. Josh Allen would be high on my list.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool guy who seems to get along with everybody, and everybody likes him. Joe Burrow, high on my list.
Very fun to hang out with. I think you would definitely slay the night.
1A, 1B.
I don't know about fun, but one of the most normal guys in the NFL is Derek Carr. And
that would be the opposite of fun.
We would not get in trouble.
Nope. You would just have like a nice dinner, and like
he'd probably pay for it.
Watch like a Netflix movie, and then go home early.
So those 3 are on my list, and there's kind of different scales. Like I feel like a night out with Jameis Winston would be fun.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like just nonstop.
He's in my top 5.
Nonstop laughing.
Yeah. Oh.
Unintentional comedy.
Top.
That's really what it's about. It's the unintentional comedy.
He might be the number 1.
But you just don't know what would happen.
So to fill out,
and that's what I love.
I know it's unpredictable. It'd be like hanging out with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
To fill out my top 5, I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I think he's a cool cat. I don't know if we could relate on a lot of things, but I feel like we could have a conversation.
You would relate more to Jameis. Jameis like a country boy. Like I feel like he's not too far.
I think Jameis is my number 1.
Okay.
I think Burrow is my number 2. I think Cameron Poe is my number 3,
aka Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
I just
next
don't
level.
know.
We're gonna take some mescaline or whatever.
We're going out west.
We definitely taking some hard stuff.
Yeah, so he's my 3. I think Baker Mayfield should be in
he should be a top.
Yeah,
top guy.
He's a
right.
top, and that would be fun.
You're right.
And probably 5, I'm going to say Jimmy G for the ladies that you get to pull.
I swear I thought about having a dinner with Jimmy G and just looking into his eyes for an hour, Tony, and getting lost.
Like this is let's go hang out with all your friends, yo.
Right, exactly.
Well, how many girls are you talking to with Jimmy G around? I mean, you're going to get...
I'm going to take any...
There got to be some scraps.
Oh, bro. The girls that he talking to, they don't mind the extra party.
All right. Glenn, who's on your list? Anybody we haven't
Stafford
said?
is kind of, to me, on the list.
I
think he's like actually a cool dude.
That's a good
I'm thinking more about like dudes I definitely don't like.
Let's the not hang out quarterback.
Let me throw Stafford in ahead of Lamar Jackson in my top 5. First of all, before we do not like, anybody we left out, Chandler and Glenn, that you would like to hang
Did
out
y'all say
with?
Josh Allen?
Yeah, I said him first.
He's 1A.
Yeah, because I would go play a round of golf with him.
I like Josh Allen.
You know, like I was bringing up Patrick Mahomes. Like Mahomes, the problem with him is his family.
I'm afraid he's going to bring the wife and the brother.
Exactly. Like Mahomes
It's
himself.
He's not bringing the brother. He wants to get away from the brother. He just can't say it. He's not bringing the brother.
But he comes with
with them.
The brother shows up uninvited.
It's a package deal, and so
the wife does whatever she wants to do.
Yeah,
she's the wild card. It's like she's like the Jameis Winston
starter.
She's like the worst Jameis Winston. Like she's like Jameis Winston of 19. Like crab legs and
just turn way up.
Getting on picnic tables, saying things you're not supposed to say in public.
Just popping bottles and whatever it is. It's just
that's what I think
would
be fun about Jameis is you're just out popping bottles. Like you're just getting at it.
I think it'd just be fun to do a workout session with Jameis Winston, man. I love his workouts. They make so much fun of him on the internet for him, but they are fantastic.
It would be like just you and him tossing that water bottle back and forth. Like just kind of random.
I mean, he does a lot of, actually, they're very good workouts for your
Doing
body.
the dance,
where you do the so it's a lot of stuff on stability balls and things in it, but it looks like because you're trying to keep your balance with your core. It looks ridiculous, but it is It's fun.
All right.
It's fun, man. He's my number one.
All right, so we hit on the top. How about who's on?
One other one. We did leave out one important one. Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
You just couldn't bring him around your family.
Right, you got to hide the family.
He's not coming to Thanksgiving. All right, so who's on the bottom?
Bottom of the list.
Russell Wilson.
I thought about that, too.
Yeah. Boring.
Oh, man, Brad Johnson did a great spoof last night on Twitter. He did the whole, you probably haven't seen it, have you, Tony? I got to bring this up. So the Russell Wilson, is it Let's Ride? Is that what he kept saying?
Broncos country.
That's right.
Oh, he's got a new one that's going.
So Brad Johnson, great former Redskin quarterback, went through his whole career. He did Florida State, and he's got
Vikings Nation, let's ride.
he goes to the head. He goes to some Monarchs team.
Washington, Commanders Nation, let's ride.
Let's ride. He goes to Tampa. He's just riding. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm not going to ride with
Russell Wilson is like my number one not hangout.
Yeah. I just don't think he'd be fun.
I would like to talk to, is it Sierra or Ciara?
Yes, his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt Ryan is on. Matt Ryan.
Pretty bland.
Yeah, I put him, Daniel Jones.
Bland.
In the.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, all in the boring, like paint dry boring categories.
I feel like Tua would be kind of boring.
I kind of think the same thing about Mac Jones.
I think Tua's turning up now. Tua, we might have unlocked.
I don't know. Mac Jones, I've seen some party videos or
that was
pictures.
College, though.
What's the difference between then and now?
I think
Bill
Drew,
Belichick.
Maybe Drew Lock would be kind of fun to hang out with.
Maybe Jared Goff in the boring category.
But his wife.
Tony, what do you think is going to happen on your hangout?
Well, I mean, if you're going around celebrities, you want to
innuendo being brought around with your hangouts.
You had like a brothel, like a.
I mean, have you not heard what they do in the NFL?
I like how none of us have said Sean White.
Le'Veon Bell.
I know.
Dude, what happened? He got robbed by two naked women?
Yeah, that was the call. The police call.
Can you give us a description? What were they wearing?
Naked. Nothing when I left.
And so if you see two naked women, those are the ones.
I tell you, another quarterback on my list I don't want to hang out with.
All right.
Old Deshaun Watson.
That's what I said. I just brought him up. Nobody said Watson's name.
If we did this 3 years ago, Rodgers and Watson would be like my 1A, 1B.
Rodgers is still pretty high for me.
Yeah,
he's still
I think,
pretty
man,
high.
his
He's
stock
high
is still
for
high.
everybody.
He is high. He's pretty high. Regardless.
A guy I forgot to mention, and I've done a 180 on this guy. I'm not hanging out with Kirk Cousins.
No.
I'm not hanging out with Andy Dalton.
Tom Brady has moved up on my list.
Yeah, Tom Brady's not. He's a 15-10 guy. Not top five, but he's not like you couldn't. He's not unhangoutable, which is what he was when he was in New England.
You just can't go eat anywhere with him.
No, you got to do what Tom wants to do. He's kind of like when you have like an autistic child, like he's, like you can't like upset him by doing things that he specifically doesn't like. I say that as somebody who takes care of an autistic nephew.
All right. I mean, I can't relate, so people know what you're talking about.
Let's see. Any other? What about Kyler Murray? I'm kind of on the fence with him. I mean, like we could play video games for like
Justin
8
Herbert?
hours.
That would just be like another one of your children running around the house. Too.
I would want to hang out with Kyler.
He's smaller than all of your children.
He's going to hop in one of your toy cars and drive around.
I'd want to hang out with
Put on
Kyler
your
Murray and
floaties.
watch tape.
No, I want to hang out with Kyler Murray because I can just literally put him in like a remote control car and like.
He's so cute.
Put your floaties on.
Don't get in the pool when I'm not out here.
No swimming when we're not at home.
We'll have to wait and see. Justin Fields, don't know if he's cool. Trey Lance, don't know much about him.
Oh, we don't know about the Falcons. None of the Falcons
Desmond
quarterbacks. Yeah,
I feel like Herbert doesn't have much of a personality that I'm aware of.
Right.
So I'm not sure about him.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about that kid.
Marcus Mariota, no.
He's probably too chill, laid back.
Can we go to?
He'd be all right.
What about
recently retired in the past?
All right, yeah,
10
past
years?
quarterbacks.
Oh, best to hang out with.
The Manning brothers.
Yeah, Peyton
Eli Manning has gone way up in my book.
Yes, totally.
Brett Favre.
Nah.
No,
I'm
he's
good.
in the bottom five.
I'm good on Brett Favre.
Good on Brett, bro. He might try to get me involved with something.
He's got some scams cooking up.
Guess what? We just scammed the Social Security of he did a PPE loan.
Oh, by the way,
we probably got all enthralled in PPE loans.
That's what I'm saying. You can't hang out with Brett. It's like hanging out with OJ.
I bought 70 cars, and we said we were all an Uber driver company, and we all filed for unemployment for less.
T's and P's to Brett Favre. He's had over 1,000 concussions in his career.
That is true.
He also has 1,000 fraud lawsuits right now.
Quarterback.
Steve Hill says Joe Namath.
Cam Newton. I'd love to hang out with Cam.
Same.
I don't know if I could.
Shopping. I would like to hang out with early Cam.
I don't think I could relate to Cam Newton. But I feel like he lives in a different world than I do.
Post Broncos Super Bowl, Cam Newton. I can't.
Don't all these quarterbacks?
No, some are more down to earth.
I think John Elway would have been fun to hang out with.
Pre-GM.
Yeah.
Something about Elway. Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was cool.
Would be fun to hang out with.
Marino's kind of an ass.
Marino is not fun.
He's a total ass.
He's not
and I just found that out.
Not fun.
He looks like... Oh, Namath. Did somebody say that?
We just said
that. Let's see who else would be awesome.
Big Ben.
Ooh.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I think y'all are
I like Fitz.
sleeping on Big Ben. I think he would be fun.
Well, be careful where you're sleeping around Big Ben.
I know.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the alley oop there, Stockton. Speaking of which, Karl Malone.
No Drew Brees.
Google him up. Brees is boring. Aikman kind of boring.
Yeah.
Who we?
Kurt Warner. Boring.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Montana. I'd hang out with him. He's like a legend.
Pretty boring.
RG3.
Nah.
He's really hitting.
He was recently retired. So
I think he found his niche right now.
I do too. With the college football and the.
I think he's hitting
and just commenting on football in general.
Yeah. Yeah, he's made a comeback. Andrew Luck. Nah.
Boring.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Who's the quarterback that has that famous picture? He's smoking a cigarette at halftime.
Lynn Dawson, maybe? It's Chiefs, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I think that's who that is. What, do you just want to smoke some cigarettes?
Yeah, sure.
Jim McMahon.
No one is going to.
Yeah, that'd be a wild one.
Yeah.
Even
wild
like
night.
today, it'd
That's
probably be
what I'm
wild.
saying. Like tonight, it would be wild.
I'm down with that.
In any city.
Phil Simms is on my top 5 never to hang out with.
Never.
I hate
the
him.
worst.
Hey, Son's cool, though.
I like Chris Simms.
What do you think about Boomer?
Don't like him either.
Sison, that's a no-go?
Don't like him either.
Steve says it was Don Meredith with the SIG.
I throw a real radical one out there. Mike Vick.
That's a no-go.
See, I thought about saying Mike, but you took it from me, and I'm glad that
he's
you
under the
took
top
bullet.
5 or the bottom 5.
I would have hung.
And Steve, it is Lynn Dawson.
I would have hung out with
the
You're
cigarette.
wrong, Steve.
Steve, you're wrong.
I would have hung out with younger Ryan Leaf, but not current Ryan Leaf.
True. Because now he's boring.
Now he's all boring and serious and wants to live a
Was
good
he fun
life.
when he was younger?
He was
No,
a problem.
it wasn't fun.
He was
if
a
you
problem.
consider
He had
like
an
breaking
issue.
and entering and having
Pills.
a drug habit,
It wasn't
Yeah,
fun.
he was a problem.
It wasn't
He
good.
was a problem. That was a facetious.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some, well, again, you guys have already shut me down for my lane of what I'm trying to go into the NFL with. I'm not trying to gold dig.
Well, Ryan Tannehill, we didn't mention him. He's got a hot wife.
Seems boring.
That seems to be high on your list, though.
I'm not really trying to take their wives, though.
What about
More
Vince
like
Young?
trying to enter.
Okay.
Was Vince Young a
That
fun
was
guy?
just
Could have fooled us.
That was golf. It might be girlfriend.
What'd you say?
Vince Young, was he a fun guy?
Well, he had some stuff, too. He was on the lean, right?
Actually,
Jamarcus Russell.
Yes. That's a guy who's right up our
we
speed.
just like now. You know what? Jamarcus Russell is the reason when I went and bought cough syrup for my kid the other day, like a month ago.
Explain this.
Please explain.
He used to drink syrup.
It was
Zizzard,
that-
Yeah, which
not
is
just him though. You're making it sound like Jamarcus Russell came up with lean.
He
did
was
not.
He was totally it. He used to
But wait.
run to parties with a Camelback.
But your quote was he's the reason I got cough syrup for my kid the other day.
Carded for it.
Oh, carded it.
People like him.
Now I get.
And and this was actually where school was still in session, so it's been a couple of months. But my 9-year-old daughter was with me in the middle of the day, like on a school day. I had to go pick her up early, and I stopped to get her some Just Basic, and it was kids' cough medicine, and she's standing right there looking sick.
I don't know.
And
That
the
looks
girl
suspicious.
goes, I need your ID. And I was like,
she could be a small
are
person.
you serious? I mean,
Randy, could you come up to the front? We might have a situation.
I guess that's all of our quarterbacks. We don't have any. That's right. Quarterbacks are kind of boring.
That's what
we
we've
didn't
learned.
say Dak.
Because
Yeah,
I think,
we don't
I
wanna
think he's
be-
boring.
Yeah, we're depressed.
Oh my God, guys!
Davis Hill.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
That's
oh
the guy.
my God, number one.
But he might be
Thank
too.
you.
He might be too high strung.
Yeah.
He might be too. I mean, he's out there.
We had a chance to hang out with him years ago, and
how
he wasn't
about
very pleasant.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no, I
he was
shouldn't say
here.
that. He had some interviews, and to his credit, I remember this. I say it with Igo. Like, he would do interviews as if he was an NFL quarterback, when really he was battling to start for East Carolina. And we were like, where does this guy get this confidence from? His numbers
So you
aren't
mean
that
they
good.
would say something like, so ECU doesn't want you. Now they don't want you. Do you think this is your last chance to be a starting quarterback in college football?
But he would carry himself
Real talk.
as if he was a Heisman finalist when he was not. And turns out he was actually right. He was good, and we
Heisman
sucked
finalist.
and held him back, apparently. I don't
He
know.
was on a 2-win team. I mean, we sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
well,
was the city.
he's at the top. He's on one of my tops.
All right, there you go. The fun and boring quarterback list here for 2022.
Lawrence.
What a
What about
segment.
the-
Boring.
I think he's pretty. He doesn't have much of a personality to me.
I got one other former ECU quarterback that'd be kind of fun to hang out with. Kurt. We just play video games all day.
Yeah, he seems to have a cool personality.
And go with Shane and go up in the mountains and kill.
But Tony,
stuff.
you're not good at those shooter games, are you?
Yeah, I can play them. Yeah, I'm better at them than I am at Madden.
Man, I tried to play those games with my stepson. I just couldn't get into, and I would die. And
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
the
fun.
new ones are like you gotta go ahead and know that you're gonna commit like 70 hours before you get like. It's like golf, bro. It's like you're gonna spend 9 million hours trying to get good at it before you really do.
And by the time you do, there's a new game out and you can't play it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I'm sticking to sports games. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. But the good news is, you know, we're getting vehicles from the factory every single week. So what the customer can do is come in, get an appraisal on their trade-in if they have one. They can pick a vehicle that's incoming and actually kind of build it how they want. And then when it gets here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually taking delivery of a new vehicle.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done if Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. The Sidebar in Uptown Greenville is open and ready to serve you. The Tex-Mex Fusion Restaurant offers dinner and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Located right next to the Dixon Avenue Public House, the Sidebar has indoor dining and patio seating for everyone to enjoy. For the latest on reservations, menu items, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Oh, man. Just catching up, Tony, on some of the ongoings behind the scenes here at Pirate Radio.
Love it. You guys are fantastic.
The group chat. We'll talk about it more later.
Maybe. I missed you guys.
Yeah. All right, back with you. Pirate Radio Live. The big dog, the Chan man, Tony Dunn. Preseason is here. Tony, there have been 3 preseason football games. How many plays have you watched?
Well, it was kind of difficult for me. I've been traveling.
Say it.
I've watched maybe 9 plays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you did actually see a little bit?
Yeah, but a lot of those are also on Twitter.
Right. So actual live?
Maybe 0.
Chandler is kind of poo-pooing tomorrow.
I'm ready for it.
I'm not super poo-pooing. Will you be watching?
Totally.
Will you be watching the whole game?
At least the first half, and then maybe if we do a show, which we're still kind of debating on, starting it at halftime and kind of having the game going on.
A little watch-along action, kind of?
Yeah, but mainly talking about what we saw in the first half as the watch-along happens. But there's a lot of important things for the Panthers to kind of be monitoring, and much like the conversation today has been centered around Malik Willis.
Yeah,
for the Tennessee Titans is that Matt Corral, which actually now they're like really trying to latch on to Vrabel's.
Vrabel, like he wasn't like 100% positive,
right? And they're trying to latch on to a couple of those things because they're given bottom. I mean, have we been watching CBS HQ right here is that there have been
Didn't it say
pulled in the third because he wouldn't throw the ball?
Yeah, but they're acting like he didn't call the right player. Like he refused to refuse to throw the ball, and all he was saying is, no, he was pulling it down and running too much. Like it was not. I was telling him to throw the ball. He wasn't throwing the ball. It was not like that. And they are taking it way out of context.
And I mean, and he said too. I think Vrabel said that what we're trying to work on is we're going to go and look at if the issues with timing or decisiveness. Right.
It's all about getting him used to the speed of the read.
Yeah,
right?
and those are. Basically, he's just kind of really just saying it the way what he's truly evaluating, which is there's good and bad in this, or
he's
that
a rookie quarterback
and a developmental one at that. So I don't think it's negative by any means. And the fact that you play him, I mean, like, how long did you really expect to play him?
He's not Andrew Luck. Like they didn't expect him to come and start 17 games.
Because he wouldn't have played a down last night if that was the case.
Maybe that's why Vrabel's doing this, because he does expect him, or he wants Malik Willis to think he expects him to come in and be the guy. And he's doing the tough love or something.
But giving him 3 quarters of play in the first preseason game is not like, it's not like he went out there and after 2 series they were like, this guy.
That's pretty abnormal too for a rookie, right? To play that much.
Kind of abnormal for any player, to play that progress straight through.
I doubt he gets that type of rep rest of the.
Oh, and then what will be the headline?
Would be that he got pulled.
Titans giving up on Willis.
Yeah, snap count
tightening the reins.
Now, that's a good one. Tightening the reins. Snap count regresses.
Yeah, it'll be all the negative pub that you would expect.
Yeah,
Malik is not the 10 I see.
Oh, God.
Sorry. I shouldn't bring this up with 2 other sports bar fantasy football league members, but to win the league, you got to get somebody late that you can hold on to for years and build your team. Tony did that with Alvin Kamara, drafted him as a rookie, very end of the draft, and it turned into a championship in Kamara's final year. Glenn drafted Josh Allen when he was
Austin Eckler too.
A rookie? Oh, wow.
Yes. I had an Eckler and rookie. And
then he also drafted every other rookie in the history of the world.
He went a little overboard this year.
This year was a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
Because this is the last year I have Allen, but I lost Eckler and other pieces.
You said a lot of names I had never heard.
It was a rebuilding year. It's the stack pieces.
I drafted Trevor Lawrence very late in our draft this year, not for this year, but just hoping I could get a Josh Allen or a Kyler Murray, which somebody did, or a Kamara in your case.
Malik Willis is out there on the board.
That's what I'm bringing up.
Yeah, he's out there as a free agent.
And waivers are over. It is a free agent. One of us could pick him up at this moment.
What does that make him? 15th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep him for a 15th rounder, which is nothing.
I'm on that Trey Lance joint right now. I kept Trey Lance in the 10th.
I like that. That's another example
for this year. It could be for this year. It
might be.
It might be, but it's really.
I did the same thing with Mac Jones. I kept him because of the early season hype coming out of their camp was that he's progressed so much and is seeing so more downfield. So I was like, okay.
How'd you guys like your drafts? Can we talk about that?
Yeah. It's fine, but one more note here. I mean, I have some interest in picking up Malik Willis right now, but I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger.
I can't pull 3 quarterbacks on the same roster because I've got Allen.
I thought about those types of things too, but I always find myself drafting a lot of people that I could say these are draftable players, but they'll never see the roster if things work out.
Sure.
It's like my 5th wide receiver will never play a down unless everything goes bad. So at the same time,
why not
really
pick up Malik Willis?
Yeah.
Who's your quarterbacks right now?
Mine?
You.
You got Herbert, don't you?
Aaron Rodgers and Trevor Lawrence. So I'm riding with Rodgers, basically.
I'm Russell Wilson and Trey Lance.
I like your situation. Glenn, I would almost rather. You got 3 quarterbacks?
No, I said I could. I couldn't pick up Malik
I'd almost rather have Willis than Mac Jones.
No.
But you need a guy for this year if something happens to Allen.
Right, that's the thing. I gotta.
So you can't really. Yeah, you can't.
I can't.
Willis is a stash. He is not a.
I wonder what the fantasy value on the Patriots just in general is. I drafted 1, I think.
I don't know, man.
I drafted Jacoby Myers pretty dang late man, for being the number one option.
So Myers got drafted, and Devontae Parker got drafted.
Hunter Henry got drafted. They
also have Jonnu Smith, so they're going to use their tight ends.
I think both the tight ends were keeps.
And both the running backs.
6 touchdowns last year.
Both the running backs got drafted, but pretty late. Damian Harris and Stevenson was a keeper. No, James White retired.
Okay. That's why I took Jacoby Myers, because last year he had the worst touchdown luck in the league.
So it's got to turn around?
It's got to turn around. He's got to have like 6 or 8 touchdowns
He had like
this year.
70 catches and no touchdowns at one point or something.
He had a good
crazy.
season. His season was fine. He just didn't. He had bad touchdown luck.
And they really, and we'll see if somebody pops up, but other than Devontae Parker, did they add a lot at receiver?
No.
They added a tight end.
It's got to be him.
Do you know, I thought that the Pirate Radio's Fantasy Football League was kind of, if you looked at how the order went, it was very vanilla in some cases. I really felt like a lot of people were
There
just...
were not a lot of reaches.
Just picking by the rankings.
But it's a pretty smart league, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to sneak
to
by.
a certain point, and then we start taking guys that I've never heard of. I don't know who that running back from Tampa is that I got. I don't know who Isaiah Spiller is. But
when I started getting into I would say even to the 6 and maybe 7, 8 rounds, and like I've filled out my starting lineup. I've got a couple of guys that I'm keeping from last year.
In play.
Then I'm Googling this. Who are rookie running backs?
Yes, because you're trying to hit another Kamara, an Eckler, or whatever.
And that's where I got the...
That's how you win that league.
Yeah. I mean, and because you just don't want... You need a top 10 pick one year that is in the 5th, 6th, 12th round or something.
Yes, that it's a keeper that you can take and pair with your top 10, and then you're rolling.
I try to look at it this way. When I drafted a certain guy, is this guy going to be available in this round next year or 2 years? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is this the last opportunity you'll have to draft this guy this late?
Right.
Sure.
I mean, think about what you got, the value of Jamar Chase from last year to this year.
I think he went 8th round or
5th or I mean, but he's a top 10.
He was a cat player.
Yeah, but you got him, so you're trying to see the next Justin Jefferson, the next.
A lot of it's luck.
Waddell, like really early last year, because I took him like in the 7th, and I thought that was a little bit too high.
Yeah.
To keep him, because he's going.
Well, that's where I drafted him.
Yeah.
When
I thought I was going to get him back.
I drafted him. It was 21 overall.
Third,
2nd round.
So late second.
He's my number 1 receiving option.
No. I know.
I picked him over. Here's the thing, though. I picked him over Keenan Allen.
I don't mind that.
Thank you.
Waddle's fun. More. You got a higher ceiling.
I think Hill's busted.
And it's PPR.
Well, I think Tyreek Hill is going to help him.
Open up underneath.
And then I also think, too, that, at Keenan Allen, it's just at some point he's played in the league 13
He's
years.
old.
Yeah.
And NFL
a lot of miles on that body.
All right. Good chat.
Okay.
Tony, give me a player or two you're looking forward to seeing.
Oh, well, number 1 is Matt Corral. I mean, I don't think there's nothing.
Against my team.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt.
How much play do you think he gets tomorrow?
He should get quite a bit.
I would.
Second half?
I mean, does he get 3 quarters? Does he get a Malik Willis?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
You think he'll go 3 quarters?
So you think this? Do you think the Panthers are this?
I don't think you do that till like 2nd or 3rd.
Right. It's like when you put. So here's the thing: is do you give Darnold a quarter? Do you give Mayfield a full quarter, and then do you give basically Corral and PJ the second half?
I think they go like this. They go Darnold 2 drives, Mayfield 2 drives, PJ the rest of the half, and then Corral starts the second half and plays
the
through.
whole second half.
That would be cool. I would like to see that.
Are you excited about seeing Sam Howell tomorrow?
I wouldn't say excited, but
he's been throwing some times in camp.
Corral versus Howell would be kind of fun second half, actually. Now that I think,
I would actually like to see Corral come in mid second half, come back out in the 3rd, and then give the 4th to PJ. But you're probably right. I think your scenario.
I would like to see him out
there.
Matt
Rule seems like the type of guy that no matter how good Corral is, he's still going to have
PJ Walker is going to start.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is going to then get the second quarter.
That's
Baker Mayfield's going to get the 3rd.
That's the last week of
guys. guys, you don't know about this. I got another Temple guy that's going to play a little bit.
Icky, we're going to have to sit you down for a second.
You're going to see Matt Rule yell at guys on the sideline and make them run laps around FedEx Field.
Yeah.
Robbie with the IE plays the first. Robbie with a Y in the second quarter.
I love that. I guess the other you said a couple players.
Yeah.
One, Matt Corral. Two is whoever's playing left guard. Is that going to be start with Michael Jordan and then go maybe to just another player?
Magic Johnson.
Right? Or is it going to go next to will we see Aquano there? Or is it just going to be him playing in the second? With a second string.
Sorry.
What?
Hey, what does that sound like the group chat that we referenced earlier?
You got there. You got there eventually. So, what's the deal with the rookie? Y'all said he was second string right now?
Well, yeah, is right now who's Brady Christensen?
Brady Christensen, our third rounder from last year.
And he's supposed to be looking very good at left tackle. And then
didn't play at all at left tackle last year. He had two short arms.
Yeah. So, yeah, just watching that offensive line formation is going to be important.
Who's the guy that had two short arms for you to draft him? That was really good.
Brady Christensen. Slater. Rashawn Slater.
Y'all talking about that. Tony, thanks for hanging out, buddy.
All right, man.
Enjoyed the football chat. We'll be making picks here in a few weeks. That's exciting. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live. A lot more to go, including a giveaway, 18 12-ounce Bud Lightles. That's how you say bottles and light at the same time. Bud Light bottles will be yours in Hour 3. Back with more after this.
Let's party, Pirate Nation. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to these 4 local charities: Sportworks Ministries, Riley's Army, Daughters for Dads, and the Heather Ann Batiste Scholarship Fund for the ECU School of Nursing. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party will feature entertainment by America's favorite 1980s tribute band, The Breakfast Club.
Trying to stop my hands from shaking. Something in my mind's not making sense.
Plus, the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site for a photo opportunity. The place to be to kick off football season is at the State Theater in downtown Greenville for the best party of the year. Go to pr927fm.com now and get your tickets before it sells out, and we'll see you Thursday, September 1st at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the program. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch our favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Renterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. The fall debut of the High School Huddle coming your way at 6 o'clock tonight. The host of that program is Morgan Ahlers, and he joins us here on Pirate Radio Live. Morgan, how you doing today, man?
I am doing fantastic, Sir Clip Brock.
Excited for the high school football season returning next Friday. D.H. Conley football back on Pirate Radio. The High School Huddle back tonight. A preview show, Morgan, tonight as you get ready for the regular season beginning next week, right?
Yeah, it is. I had a chance yesterday to talk with a lot of the coaches in the area, talk with a couple of media members too, and just get their thoughts on the upcoming season, where their teams are at. And this week's been a week of scrimmages. There's some jamborees going on tonight. A lot of the area teams are taking advantage of, and it's fun, man. It's a great time of year. I love high school football, and I'm really fortunate that the two powers that be at Pirate Radio allow me to do this show because it's so much fun. It's really a labor of love.
Well, Jenny and Wes love the show, Morgan, and those powers that be are going to allow you to do it one more year. So.
Well, I appreciate it. It's we actually recorded it yesterday because I'm out of town tonight. But Wes, man, I'm telling you what, he's a superstar.
Oh yeah, you got to work with Wes yesterday.
He's an absolute rock star, and it just amazes me that he hasn't been scooped up by ESPN or somebody like that.
He is our very own Howie Schwab, and we keep him hidden around here. Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, saw Chandler showed me on Instagram earlier this week. Holton Ahlers hooked up to an IV, getting some treatment after something went south this week with the football team, and a bunch of the guys were laid out and missed practice on Tuesday. So what kind of intel did you get from Holton on that whole event earlier this week?
I sent him a message Monday night, probably about 9:30, 9 o'clock or so. And a minute later, he calls me and he says, I said, how you doing? He says, I'm not doing good. I'm like, is it Dad? You go, what's wrong? And he said, Dad, my stomach is just, something's wrong. I've been, let's just say, going both ways when you're sick, if you know what I'm talking about. And literally for about a 24-hour period, he, was just couldn't eat, couldn't drink, and then they had to get hydrated. Now, whether it was a stomach bug or something else, don't know. I know they're thinking both ways on a little bit, but a lot of guys got hit by it so quick. And, like I told him, I said, you got to make sure you're hydrated. And the trainers called them in. They checked their vital signs. They they give them IVs to get them hydrated, because you got to remember now, these guys are out there in the morning for a couple hours, but they go back out in the afternoon, literally from 6 in the morning till 8 o'clock or so at night. They're busy in preseason camp, and you can't afford to lose hydration, lose the weight, your the ability to eat, keep your calories up, your calorie intake, because you're burning so much, especially some of these big linemen. You can lose some pounds, but I know he said he lost a few pounds, but he had gained them back here as of yesterday. So
that's good news. And Morgan, man, it seemed like there was a great flow going on, according to the players and Mike Houston, his post-practice comments. And then you got that pause and no practice Tuesday, a bit of a limited roster on Wednesday, but they were able to go full pads yesterday. And after that practice yesterday, Mike Houston sounded pretty upbeat, pretty positive about his team. So that, again, I think they came back, showed up, and he seems very pleased with the veteran leadership and how the young guys are coming along right now.
I think so, and I think when Coach Houston got here 4 years ago, I remember the comment, we have to teach them how to practice. We have to teach them how to do the things we want them to do. Teach them how to hit, you hear Coach Houston talk about, thud all the time. Had to teach them how to do that, and teach them what they wanted. They really didn't have the older guys to sit here, okay, this is what Coach wants, this is what Coach expects. And over the last 4 years now, you've got guys on the roster that know what to do, and they're not shy about bringing young guys along and pairing up with them, so to speak, and teaching the players that, and that's going to pay dividends for years to come. And these young guys now, they have that leadership, and they know now when they get a chance to be those leaders and be those veterans, what they're supposed to do and what's expected of them. And that's huge in any kind of program and any kind of football culture or sports culture that is successful. You got guys that help bring the young ones along to know what is expected of them. And, the guys that are leaders now didn't have that 4 years ago, but they really embraced it, and I think that's the big difference in this team this year.
We'll have pictures, video, interviews, and all the scuttlebutt from the first scrimmage of fall camp coming up on Saturday, so make sure you're locked into our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll have all that up for you throughout the day on Pirate Radio. And Morgan, little NFL, let's get some number. We got the Panthers and the Manders going at it tomorrow in Landover, Maryland. Matt Rule, non-committal on who his starting quarterback will be this season, and non-committal on who the starting quarterback will be on Saturday. So we think Baker Mayfield eventually will end up winning that. Speaking of wins, how many wins for the Panthers in 2022? What are you thinking right now for Carolina?
I think Carolina probably will be in the 8 or 9 mark.
Okay.
I think they've got a good foundation if they can stay healthy. If Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. If some of these guys that traditionally, for worse, it's not better, it's definitely for worse. They get on sort of a little bit of a roll and then they get banged up and they just don't have the depth to compete. And, this is, I think Baker Mayfield will be the starting quarterback. I think when he's healthy, he brings a dimension to you of the scrambling and the kind of running for your life that you're probably going to need on that team, whereas Sam Darnold doesn't. So, and I think eventually, Matt Carroll, he's going to be the guy there because I think they like him. But, Baker Mayfield's still a young guy too, so who knows?
Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, have a fantastic weekend, man. I know you're out and about, so go enjoy yourself, and we'll catch up next Friday. We'll have some high school football games to preview. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, exciting about that. Like I said, we took a little quick trip to Nashville, going to hang out down here for a couple of days and come back on Monday, and it's going to be fun.
Good deal. Morgan, thanks for joining us, man, and have a great show tonight.
Thank you, bud.
Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line. High School Huddle coming your way tonight, 6 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. You know what? Forget that. Forget that, Chandler. Hit the music I want to hear right now.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, now is the time. It is Free Beer Friday. We got an 18-pack, 12-ounce Bud Light bottles, and they can be yours if you're 21 or older, and you are caller number 8 right now, 317-1250, 317-1250. Caller 8 is a big winner on Free Beer Friday. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done. Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Jeremy Lewis, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. And in 22 days, Clip Brock, the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
Yeah!
There you go. And when the fourth quarter of ECU versus NC State ends, the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show begins. Just go to YouTube and search Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. And congratulations to Kevin Cozart, the winner of our Bud Light Free Beer Friday giveaway. Now let's head back into the show. Here he is, Clip Brock.
All right, Kevin just won 18 12-ounce bottles of Bud Light. Congratulations on a Free Beer Friday. Excited for the Bud Light pregame tailgate and the Pirate Radio football kickoff party coming up very soon at the State Theater, presented by Bud Light as well. So, man, we got a lot of exciting times ahead. And we got some golf and some football to talk about right now with Mark Greenhelch, Golf Shop Radio Show, which you can check out Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Greeny, how you doing on this Friday?
I'm doing good. Clip, how are you doing today?
You're doing good. I'm doing good. Harold Varner III not doing good. Rough one today, 4 over on his second round, +3, will not make the cut. And he's on a bit of a slide here. Had a great run of making cuts and cashing checks, and Greeny, that has kind of come to a halt here at the end of this season as playoff time is here, and Harold just not up to I was going to say not up to par, but literally not up to par today with a +4, Greeny.
Yeah, well, yesterday he shoots 1 under, but his trend continued with he gave 2 shots back putting. You know, strokes gained putting was -2.178. Today, he actually about half a stroke gained putting, but he was terrible off the tee, only hitting 35% of the fairways, 50% of the greens. So putting yesterday, ball striking today, he just can't seem to find a happy medium between those two because it was the same thing last time we talked about him.
Yeah, that is the trend, it appears. So no HV3 this weekend. Greeny, how well do you know the standings? Like, what is he gone as far as the playoffs go with this performance, or does he still have a chance? Where is he at when it comes to that?
He's hanging on by a thread right now. He came in 58th. If things ended right now, he'd be 65th.
Okay.
He's right on the edge. And generally what you see, I mean, coming in 58th, he's pretty much okay. I mean, even right now, there's like 4 guys that are sliding out of the top 70, which means 4 guys are going in. So for the most part, he should be okay. But this is one of those weeks when you were already inside the top 70. You wanted to kind of creep up towards the top 30, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to make inroads to get into that next round to give yourself, have a good week this week, and then you didn't have to have some miracle next week. At this rate, he's going to need a miracle next week to get into the final 30.
Greeny, you covered this. You know these guys. I don't. They're not household names to me anyway. The top of this leaderboard right now that is going on at the St. Jude Championship. So it's Straka, Spawn, McCarthy, Harmon, Mullinax, Merritt. And I don't know these guys. I know Finau and Adam Scott and a few others that are near the top of the leaderboard. But I don't know. Is this an odd leaderboard, or should I know these guys?
Well, this is a Thursday, Friday leaderboard on the PGA Tour. But, Sepp Straka has won, J.J. Spawn has won, Brian Harmon has won. Trey Mullinax is a long hitter, so he's one of those guys when he kind of gets it going, he can take advantage of his length on a golf course like this. So, yeah, these are some of the guys. But, again, when you're talking playoffs, cream always does rise to the top. So, right behind them, you got Tony Finau. You got guys that are looking. You got Will Zalatoris, shot 700 today, kind of moved himself back into it. Cam Smith's at 6 under par with a few holes left to play today. So you got some guys, you got some chalk that are, have not blown themselves out of the golf tournament yet, certainly have kept themselves in. and will be hopefully making a move over the weekend.
Well, you mentioned his name. Is Tony Finau now, is he part of that cream, Greeny, after a couple of wins? He's playing great. I guess the knack on him is what? He just couldn't win the big one, but he has really been on a tear here lately and is right there near the top once again.
Yeah, that's what you see from guys that have that kind of talent is sometimes they struggle to win. I mean, look at Ricky Fowler. We saw Ricky Fowler struggle, finally got a win, and then never parlayed it into anything else. Just kind of has fallen off the map a little bit. But Tony Finau has taken advantage of that. And, you know, Tony's biggest problem was the putting, and he's actually putted a lot better this year. And when you can get the flat stick going or get the one part of your game going that doesn't traditionally work well enough to let you win golf tournaments, when that becomes the key to your success, things can suddenly, you know, change and flip the script a little bit, and that's really what it's done with Tony Finau. I mean, I actually saw him tee off yesterday and watched the first couple holes, and he hit it all over creation. I'm like, well, I guess the fun's over, and, you know, he like duck hooked one off the first hole, chips it in for birdie, you know, hits one in the water a couple holes later, you know, makes a bogey, but then comes back and makes like 3 birdies, so he's kind of got the mojo right now.
Talking to Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show coming your way Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m., talking golf and also a little football. It'll be game day for the Carolina Panthers and my Washington Commanders. And Greeny, we've talked about it, Matt Rule, non-committal on the starter for the season and for tomorrow's game. So looks like we're going to see both Darnold and Mayfield just for a little bit on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're not heading towards the train wreck that you get when you have two guys that are more than capable. You know, the two quarterback systems never seem to work, no matter whether it's at the collegiate level or at the pro level. So for the non-commitment to be there so far, I know you want to see maybe Baker Mayfield in some live action. But, again, I go back. I think Sam Darnold's never really had anything close to even what the Carolina Panthers are putting together for an offensive line. I mean, you talk about Icky from NC State, their first-round draft pick, is supposed to be all-world, but supposedly Brady Christensen has played better than him at left tackle, so they're probably going to end up moving Brady inside to left guard, and hopefully Icky continues to progress out the left side, and you got to think no matter which guy's the quarterback, that the left side is a little bit stronger than it's been in a long time, and the rest of the line was kind of already in some decent shape, so again, I think as long as neither one of these guys screw up too much, I think they're both viable quarterbacks. I still think it was a waste to go get Baker Mayfield.
All right, Mark Greenhills with a take there. Joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Got the Golf Shop Radio Show on Saturday. Obviously, golf is a topic. You're going to mix in some football as well. Greeny, what's on the agenda for tomorrow's program?
I always mix in some football with Bill Bender of the Sporting News. We're going to talk a little the physiology of stability in your golf shoes and in your setup on a golf swings with Philip Stoddard. We're also going to talk a little bit about the FedEx in St. Jude as we got somebody live hanging around with us. And then we've also got our man, Golf Aficionado Magazine's Rob Spellman, who's going to talk about a couple of his latest trips. So lots of good stuff going on. Awesome stuff. Greeny, thanks for joining us today. We'll catch up with you again next week. Have a great show tomorrow. All right, thanks, man. Have a good one. You too. Mark Greenhills, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a timeout, come back. We'll talk about Greeny's Patriots and the rest of the teams from the AFC East as the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, will join us to talk some NFL, some college football as well. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. For used vehicles, Brown & Wood has a lifetime powertrain on every vehicle you buy from us, new or used. So even when you buy a used vehicle from Brown & Wood, you have lifetime powertrain. We cover the engine, transmission for as long as you own the car.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
This pepperoni was carefully placed by hand by a pizza maker at Papa John's. Just like this one, and that one over there. Ooh, and even these in the crust. Get yourself the new Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza, only at Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or do you just have the blahs? Well, maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness offers IV hydration, which can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, and even fix a hangover. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Stop by at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is a family-run dealership that creates a family-like atmosphere for their customers. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has one of the biggest used car inventories in Eastern North Carolina. Shop online today at EastCarolinaChryslerDodge.com. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial Drive. Go Pirates! Now let's head back into the show. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Good read, Chan Man. Great job today and yesterday. Filling in for Shirley Rhodes. She'll be back on Monday. The big dog Glenn Griffin here on a Friday as well, as we are putting in the hours. almost to mid-August, almost to football season. Preseason games going on tonight. After tomorrow, how about this, guys? After tomorrow, we'll only have one more Saturday without college football. Put that in your pipe and smoke.
Wow.
Your mouth.
I mean,
Slap your grandma.
I speak no lies. None at all.
So that's how close we are to week 0.
That is correct. Right now, Glenn, I guess technically we're at week -2.
Okay.
Next week will be week -1.
Then week 0.
And then will be week 0. And then the Pirates play week 1. There you go.
I like that we don't play week 0.
You know, we had a week 0 game scheduled
against Marshall
2 years ago or 2 years ago
during COVID.
Yeah,
during wrong.
And then we didn't have our first game of the year until late September. It was UCF at home.
Now wake up, Maggie.
Yeah.
I think I got something to say to you. It's late September, and I really should be back at school. All right, let's head out to the Pirate Radio Live line. No Rod Stewart fans in the house today. Chandler, you seem like a Rod Stewart guy.
I mean, I don't mind him. I love that song.
It's a great song.
I agree.
All right, thanks. Let's head out to the Pirate Radio Live line. Talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, who joins us here to talk some football on a Friday. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you, Clip?
I'm good. You've been busy. Dave Portnoy's show, sit-down podcast, doing huge numbers, and still got time to talk some gambling as well. So you stay pretty busy these days, right, big man?
Well, I mean, I got some announcements coming up. They're only going to get busier. So, yeah, I try to, man. You know, it's part of life, and this is my job. You know, I don't have like a day job. This is my job. So, you know, I think I try to just stay as busy as everybody else.
All right, week 1 of the preseason, of course, Hall of Fame game last week, couple games last night. Just from your Eagles perspective, what do you, if anything, looking forward to in their first game, Jeff? What do you want to see? Are they going to play Hurts at all? Is it about, getting the young guys, the new guys action? What, if anything, are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, tonight they play the Jets at home. Should be a nice affair down there. The weather's nice, not too hot, not too cold. You know, it's kind of at 80, you know. So as far as the team itself, look, I'm going to be really interested in seeing, obviously, the depth position. Jason Kelsey's not he's out for a couple of weeks with an injury. So you're going to see the pick they made out of Nebraska, Cam Jurgens at center. Obviously on defense, that's the big thing. Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. Maybe see some of these guys in the secondary for a little bit. But, yeah, they really, I think, are pretty much decided at all the positions. It's really going to be a question of who's the backup quarterback. Do they have an opportunity maybe to is Gardner Minshew a guy that we can rely on? I think we can. You know, they kind of, Clip up for a long time, have needed a punt or kick returner. We'll see if someone can kind of figure themselves out there. But I'm really just excited for football again. You know, seeing Eagles football on TV is great. And, you know, I'm so excited for this defense. So I think there's a lot to kind of shake out still there.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, the Gardner Minshew story is still remarkable, especially if you ask folks around here, because he had some good games at East Carolina, but we never looked at him as an NFL quarterback. He was not in a great situation when it came to the program at the time and the coaches and everything. Goes to Washington State, blows up, and now he's signing NFL paychecks. And I'll give credit to our guy Mike Mullis, who said, I think before even he took a snap in the NFL, that he was going to be a Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was going to be a journeyman. He was going to sign a lot of checks with a lot of teams and be in the league for a long time. And now he's become a fan favorite wherever he goes. So there's some Eagles fans that are already out on Hurts or think he's going to fail. And if he does struggle early in the season, that noise for Gardner Minshew is going to be pretty loud in the crowd, I would think.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've noticed in camp is he has not had a good camp as far as I know. He's really struggled, I think, from just kind of not turning the football over and that sort of thing. In fact, I've heard that the kid behind him, Reed Sinnett, has actually looked better than him. Sinnett has, I think, better size and is just a guy that they like right now. Now, is he long-term, the better option? I don't think. But, yeah, Gardner's a guy that, even though he hasn't maybe had a great camp, he's a strong backup, a guy that you can trust. This fan base, as you know, at times, and everybody knows, can really turn on you quick. And, look, there's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, we could be hearing that by by week 6, week 7. Who the hell knows? But I'm not sure. I mean, Gardner Minshew, as I said, from what I understand, has not looked good down there.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, let's talk a little AFC East. I think an intriguing division because I love the Dolphins coach. They had Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I like pretty much everything around Tua. I just don't know about Tua. So we'll get to the Dolphins. Jets maybe on the come up. What about the Patriots? But it all starts with Buffalo in the AFC East. They are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Of course, the favorite to win the AFC, just ahead of the Chiefs. And also, I don't have the NFC odds ahead of me. Tampa might be a stronger favorite in their division in the NFC South, but overwhelmingly the largest favorite in the AFC to win their division at minus 250 of what I'm looking at, Jeff. So I know you're not a big futures guy anyway, but is there any value on the Bills long term when their numbers are so short like this?
Well, look, I think there's probably value on them. Look, I think at really any price to win the AFC East. I just don't see a team. Look, I know the Dolphins are better, and they added Tyreek Hill, but there's just so many question marks. Like many teams at quarterback, I don't know how you can, at long term, look at you look at the back quarterback situation they have there. I mean, could fans be calling for Teddy Bridgewater at some point? Maybe. The truth of the matter is, now that Buffalo is back on defense, I mean, 2 years ago they were pretty bad on that side of the ball, but last year, I mean, number one in total defense, number one in total scoring defense. This team is, on paper, very good on both sides of the ball. They have a proven quarterback, a guy that you don't have to wonder about. I think, when you look at this roster, they had some question marks last year with a guy like Cole Beasley. I think all of a sudden you obviously have a number 2 in Gabriel Davis, a guy that I know you saw down at UCF when he was there. I think Khalil Shakir going on to this team is actually unfair. I think he was one of the best receivers in the draft last year. They have a good offensive line, a good run game, and they have an all NFL receiver in Stephon Diggs. I think they're a price that you probably play at any number. I don't see anybody beating them in this in this division.
Defensively, Jeff, you like them enough to? I mean, they're going to score, and had a strong defense last year as well. So I mean, they're fine pretty much across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think you can make the case. I mean, Von Miller, Daquan Jones, Greg Rousseau up front. I think you have a really good linebacker group here. And remember, I mean, for large parts of the season, they didn't have Tre'Davious White. Now he'll start the season on the PUP list, but they added Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam is probably the second or third best corner in last year's draft. So this team, I think, got better. I think they really didn't have to make many changes. They just got better. They also listen. Cliff, I mean, one thing that I will bring up that not a lot of people are going to bring up, one of the most important positions nobody talks about is punter. Getting a team with the right field position. Matt Araiza out of San Diego State is one of the better punters at the college level.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's another little kind of intangible that they're going to have. Throw in the fact that, your talent that you grabbed a couple of years ago is still developing, and Ed Oliver and Tremaine Edmonds and guys like that. I think this team, look, in my opinion, is the best team in football.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even know that punter by name. I just know him by San Diego State, and you're right. He's the ultimate field flipper, or he was in college anyway. So.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Looking at the Dolphins and Patriots, Jeff, who finishes second in the East? Who's most likely to make the playoffs behind the Bills in the AFC East?
Well, I was pretty impressed with how good New England was last year at times offensively. I mean, they had a couple of games they were putting a lot of points on the board.
Late in the year, they were the hottest team in the league heading into the playoffs, and then, of course, didn't work out there. But they had a great streak going there late.
Yeah, I mean, you look at home last year, Cliff, 31 points a game at home. I mean, pretty impressive. This is a group that I think really was ahead of schedule last season. I was pretty impressed with how good they were. The question is, what do they look like now without Josh McDaniel, who's now gone? Seemed like forever he would just remain there, but now he's gone. And I saw Bill was kind of skeptical to really announce who the offensive coordinator was going to be. Is it Patricia? Who's the offensive coordinator? Obviously, that's a strange decision, taking him from defensive coordinator. Then he coaches at Detroit. Now he's back as offensive coordinator. Kind of a weird situation there. But look, this is the team, obviously, that you have to keep your eye on. I'm keeping them on eye over Miami. I think defensively they're always pretty strong. I like what they have on that side of the ball. I think they're built well there. I like this kind of dual coordinator with Belichick's kid and Gerard Mayo. I like what they have on defense. I think they're really undervalued there. And look, all due respect to Tua Tagovailoa, but I like Mac Jones. I like him better than I like Tua. Do I like the weapons? No, but I'll tell you what, Cliff, this is a pretty strong group. I mean, Devontae Parker's a damn good player. They have some decent depth there, and I like this kid Tyquan Thornton. I like Nelson Aguilar. This is a pretty decent offense to me. To me, they're the second best team in this conference or in this division.
Jeff Nadu joining us. How about year two of Robert Saleh there in New York? Zach Wilson. They've already got a big injury on the offensive line with Becton, so Jets fans already feeling in Jets mode early before we even start the season. So how about the Jets? I mean, are they feisty? Are they going to upset some people, be a spoiler maybe, or are they back in the dumps where they've been for so long?
I mean, that is such a huge loss, losing Kai Becton. I mean, he is such a great player. Now you look at all of a sudden, I mean, your left and right tackles are George Fant and Dwayne Brown, two guys that were in Seattle for a long period of time. They're definitely past their prime. All of a sudden, that's a real sad thing because I was kind of excited. I mean, they have kind of a wild group of college all-stars: Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Breece Hall, Denzel Mims, Braxton Berrios. There's a lot of big-name college kids here, but it all starts up front. And look, if you can't block, and you could have Tom Brady as your quarterback. If you can't block, it really isn't going to matter. So I'm going to have to wait and see with them and how they kind of look. Look, they can't be much worse than they were last year offensively, because they were the fifth worst offense in football. But I think by large parts, I was surprised they were that good. I mean, I thought this team would be like at the 15, 16-point-a-game level. As far as their defense, I don't know. I mean, they're another team that's always kind of sneaky good. I think they have a pretty decent secondary. I mean, now that they added Sauce Gardner, have LaMarcus Joyner there, I think they're actually a pretty decent secondary. I like Jermaine Johnson a lot. I like C.J. Mosley. Look, again, it's all going to come down to their offensive line. I'll have to wait and see with them, but they'll be sneaky. They'll be better on the defensive end, and hopefully their group up front can block.
Jeff Nadu joining us, talking AFC East. Before we wrap it up with you today, big man, always like to get an update on what you're thinking in the college ranks. So I'll ask the question again. Any other team catch your eye this week as you've been diving into your research as far as an over-under, a team you like to maybe surprise in a conference? We've already talked, East Carolina, and I think we talked some Air Force, some BYU, things like that. Who else are you looking at right now?
Yeah, so I did a write-up on the Independents recently, and obviously with the Independents, you're looking at basically win totals because they don't have a conference. BYU continues to be really interesting, Army, but a team that I bet today actually to win the MAC is the Toledo Rockets. And I think the one constant that I noticed in this conference this year when I wrote it up and I looked into all the teams, I mean, I think a lot of the teams have major question marks on defense. The one thing about the MAC is if you cannot stop the run, you're going to have a lot of trouble. This is a good conference of running backs, and if you can't stop the run, you're going to have issues. When I look at the rosters, Toledo to me is the best roster. I think they have a really good quarterback. They bring back a lot on defense. A lot of people aren't aware that this was the number one offense and defense last year in the MAC. I think there's a lot of question marks in this conference. I think there's a lot of 7-5, 6-6 types of teams. I think Toledo's an 8 or 9 win team, and I think they're a group that finally breaks through. The seat's getting a little hot for Jason Candle in Toledo. I mean, he's had some really good teams, but doesn't have a league title to show for it. So if I'm looking at this conference, I think they're a really good play at 7-2 to win this conference. I like Toledo a lot.
Jeff Nadu passing along the knowledge here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Man, a couple of weeks from now we'll be previewing week 0, which is awesome, talking about actual games. So we're getting close there, Jeff. Keep up the good work with everything you got going on, and we'll keep in touch, get you back here on Pirate Radio Live next week.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Clip.
Thank you, Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, talking some college football. He's already got the bet in for East Carolina plus 10.5 against NC State. He said if he saw that number get above 10, he was going to jump on it, and he is back in the Pirates week 1 against the Wolfpack. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll look at the NFL preseason slate for the weekend. I'll try to give you a reason to watch a little bit of every game. See if we can do that exercise. When we return on Pirate Radio Live, back with you on a Friday after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Love is never having to say you're sorry for your internet. Because with MetroNet, you get fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds you'll love with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch to MetroNet today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic's Oak Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $1 off drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphousенc.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Kyle Gaines at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are growing, so is our service department. We're adding more space to provide a faster, more affordable service for you. Come sit down with our team and let us customize your next Jeep or truck. Have the freedom to pick out your own lift, wheels, and tires and more. Drive a little, save a lot when it comes to customizing your next vehicle. We're at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located off 264 West in Washington, North Carolina, and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Wrapping up the show. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free, high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, filling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Flip Brock.
All right, here's what you need to know. Harold Varner III missing the cut.
Oh, man.
Still could be in contention for the playoffs, according to Mark Greenhelge. Despite missing the cut, will not be playing this weekend at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Also, ECU will have their first fall camp scrimmage on Saturday, and we'll be covering that. So make sure you are checking out your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. We'll have the interviews on YouTube and passing along all that information to you coming up on a Saturday throughout the day. Also, preseason football continues tonight, and you got the Panthers and the Commanders coming up on Saturday. Before I get to that, let me mention the Orioles, and they are in the playoff chase, and you can hear O's baseball tonight. Orioles-Rays coming up, big one, big series for Baltimore, and that'll come up after the high school huddle, which is debuting at 6 o'clock tonight with Morgan Ahlers. Here is the NFL preseason. I'm going to try to make you interested in every game. Falcons at Lions, NFL Network in 6 minutes, actually, coming up. Mariota debut with Atlanta, and Desmond Ritter's first NFL action. I like how Chandler is got his head in his hand looking.
I just can't wait to tell. I can't wait to see how you hype this up.
All right, well,
you're doing a good job.
I'm gonna look at you raised eyebrows when I said that.
When you said Desmond Ritter,
that was an eyebrow raiser. Browns at Jags tonight. You're watching that to see Deshaun Watson play for the first time in a long time. Okay, got an eyebrow raise there. This one's gonna be tough for me. Cardinals at Bengals. Great regular season game, but these are 2 established teams, established quarterbacks, established stars. I got nothing for this one. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody gonna play.
Yeah, don't watch that one.
Yeah.
Jets at Eagles. Minshew Hurts. How much does Minshew play? How much do they put Hurts out there? Chandler, not interested.
They don't need to play either of those guys.
Packers, Niners. I want to see Trey Lance. It's his team. No Jimmy G. This is Trey Lance or bust. He's got to get some action tonight. Trey Lance.
I'm excited about that Niners offense. It's cool.
I mean,
no, it's fine. You're saying it all with your facial expressions. Chiefs and Bears. The Bears might be the worst team ever assembled, and I just want to see what they look like on the football field. Can 11 players get on the field at one time and run a play?
Who is Justin Fields' backup?
That would be Trevor Siemian /
Oh, they brought in our the worst quarterback ever, Nathan Peterman, right?
Nathan Peterman,
yeah.
Wow.
I want to see Nathan Peterman throw some
Go
picks.
out there and stink it up.
Yeah. Panthers, Commanders. Chandler's all in. Mayfield, Darnold,
Woo!
Corral.
Oh, yeah.
Heineke. Carson Wentz, Sam Howell. This is a great quarterback game, folks. Great quarterback game. Colts and Bills. I got nothing there. 2 established teams. Don't expect much of Ryan or
none of Josh
Allen.
Yeah.
So nothing there. Seahawks, Steelers. A lot to look at for the Steelers. Does Trubisky get any action? How much action does the rookie Pickett get? And good grief, what about the Seahawks? Do they have a competition going right now between Drew Lock and Geno Smith?
I think the Steelers are good grief because I've heard that it's not Trubisky and
Mason Rudolph.
It's Mason Rudolph is like going towards the starter role.
We're going to see way too many quarterbacks in this game that are actually fighting for a starting job.
I might have not heard you say this, but Tyler Snead getting some action maybe.
Yes, there you go. That's a hook.
Shame on me.
That's a hook.
Shame on me. Tyler Snead has been making some plays, and this will be NFL Network coming up Saturday night. So there you go, Chandler. I'm watching. Tyler Snead.
I'm in on
Good
that.
call. Number 84. Antonio Brown's number?
Yes.
That's still funny to me. Dolphins, Bucks. I got nothing.
No Brady
Ain't
at all
nobody-
for the Bucks right
ain't
now.
nobody playing. You can't put Tua out there in
Nah,
this.
nah.
Brady's still out with some personal reasons.
Saints, Texans. Nothing.
Ain't nobody playing.
Cowboys, Broncos. I'm going to steal one from you, Chandler. Jaquan McMillan.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe.
He's had a good camp.
That is also on NFL Network coming up on Saturday. Or are we on Sunday now? No, we're still Saturday. So you've got Snead and possibly McMillan playing on NFL Network. And then Rams, Chargers, two established teams, nothing there late night Saturday. Vikings and Raiders coming up on Sunday. And
Our guy Garrett McGinn got some burn in that Giants game the other night.
Didn't even think of that.
He did.
Damn.
He got some burn, man. I saw him. I saw you posted some of his highlights over on the gram.
I'm off on my Pirates in the pros right now in football. I got to get back up on
Some
that.
guys have moved around.
Good stuff. All right, Chandler, Big Dog, enjoyed it. Just the guys, just the dudes.
Yes, sir.
We got through it. Great break management. I mean,
Fantastic break management.
Efficient.
Everything went
That
smooth.
was perfect. When we take our last break and then we come back on our last segment and you have 8 minutes to talk, that is great break management.
Perfect.
Kudos to you, Clip Brock.
Kudos to you guys.
You're thanking us. You're saying thank you for everything. No, thank you, Clip Brock. Thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome.
I mean that. Sincerely.
Shut up. That's enough. We'll see you Monday, 3 o'clock on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Have a fantastic weekend. High School Huddle with Morgan A.